Has been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat. You're welcome.
Private Rivera, Miss Spears was your girlfriend, and before you were deployed to Iraq, you gave her a power of attorney over some of your finances. It is your claim in this complaint that she took the money out of your account against your wishes and used it, and you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Spears says that when you gave her power of attorney over your finances, you told her to use the money as she saw fit, and she saw fit to spend it because she needed it. When were you deployed to Iraq?
I went on the boat on January 15th, and we deployed on January 21st, ma'am.
Did you have a bank account?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
In what bank?
Washington Mutual.
And when did you first notice that Miss Spears was spending money?
Well, about a month after I deployed, and when I went to Singapore, I should have had about $1,600 in my account, and I had about $400.
Did you call her?
I asked her why she spent all the money. She said she spent money on some things. She needed to buy some things. When I was on my way to Iraq, we passed through Hawaii, and she told me that she had cervical cancer, and she had to use my money to pay for the surgery to get the cancer removed, which is $300 is what she said.
And did you say okay?
I said that's fine. Obviously, it was an emergency. She didn't have. She told me she didn't have medical insurance at the time, so.
You don't have treatment for cervical cancer for $300, Private Rivera.
That's what I said, ma'am. And I mean, in my mind, I was thinking I didn't say that to her at the time, but what I thought is that it was an abortion because before I had left, she told me that she was pregnant with my child, and I argued with her mom for about 2 hours before I left. Her mom was saying she wants her to have an abortion and stuff, and then when I left, it just so happens that she had cervical cancer.
Ms. Spears, when were you diagnosed with cervical cancer?
I went in for surgery on the 31st of January, 2003.
And what was your course of treatment?
I had a cancerous lesion on my cervix. I had to get that removed, and I was pregnant at the time, but I have medical history, papers saying that the fetus was collapsing, there was no fetal growth, I would have had a miscarriage, and I couldn't do the surgery if I was pregnant. So I had to go ahead and do the D&C.
Did you have any follow-up treatment after they removed the lesion?
I have to go back every 3 months to monitor the cancer.
And you used some of the money for that. How much?
I couldn't tell you. I was under my mom's medical insurance. I never told Michael that I didn't have medical insurance.
So that was the first time, Private Rivera, that you noticed that money was missing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not happy about that.
No, I was not.
So why didn't you direct that your direct deposit be sent to some other bank?
The ship I was on, it was a Marine Corps-owned ship. They only had 2 of them, and they're very small, and they have limited capabilities. We didn't have any internet, no telephones, nothing. So I had no way to tell the bank to either stop the power of attorney.
All you have to do is write them a letter.
At the time, I didn't know. I mean, I was just off. I had to deal with other things as far as the deployment, being away from family, being away from friends, and I didn't think to write a letter. I mean, in the first place, I didn't think someone would go and spend that much money.
Okay, well, they did. So that
was,
we were up to May 2003. So what happened next?
So I stopped in Guam. I found out I had $1,800 in my account. I called her, very angry, asked her what she spent the money on. She couldn't tell me what she spent the money on. She doesn't know what she did. She told me she went to Vegas. She told me she bought shoes and purses, and she couldn't remember what else she spent the money on.
So what did you say to her?
I broke up with her.
Fine, that was in May.
Yes, ma'am.
And?
And then I went and pulled the money out that I had left.
How did you do that, Private
Through an
Rivera?
ATM.
Where, in Guam?
Yes, ma'am. I have it's all written down. It's all down here in withdrawal transactions.
No, I believe you. You went and pulled out the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody had to get you a road map on how to do that.
No, ma'am.
Right, Officer Rivera?
No, they did not.
Right. So you pulled the money out. And?
And then got on the ship and went back home.
So what are you doing here a year later?
Well, I owe my father $6,000 total for lending me money to buy a car. And he's been bugging me, asking me when I'm going to take her to court to get the money for him, when am I going to pay him his money back. And now I figure it's about time I get the money back.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
Before Michael went off to go overseas, he told me to spend the money on my car payments because at the time I was working as a hostess. I wasn't making that much money. He even told my mother, my mom asked him, why are you doing this? And he said, because I want Lacey to have money while I'm gone. Those are her exact words. Mm-hmm. And I never went to Vegas, ever.
So what'd you spend the money on?
I sent him care packages overseas.
One care package.
Shh,
4.
Don't interrupt her.
My car payment, my insurance payment, just bills. He told me to spend it on me.
I didn't say that, Your Honor. I never once said spend it on you. I said if there's an emergency.
If he needed to pay his dad back, why didn't he give his dad power of attorney?
Because he trusted you.
Your Honor, I never told her to spend the money freely on herself. Never once did I say that. I said in case of an emergency, if something comes up to where you don't have enough money, you can use the money, but I want $6,000 at least when I get back. And
Just a minute. I don't believe you said that, Private Rivera. I don't believe you said you want $6,000 when you came back, but I do not believe that you deposited your money into the bank and anticipating that she was going to spend all of it. I don't believe that's true at all, that you were working over there for her. I don't believe that, Ms. Spears. I believe that you abused the privilege a little bit. Now, is there any reason why you abused the privilege a little bit?
that's not true either. She told me when I came back...
I'm not speaking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any reason why you abused the privilege?
No, ma'am.
Were you angry at him for something?
Nope. I wasn't angry at him at all. And he never broke up with me while he was overseas. We were still together until he got back. And then, you know, and even after we got back, he bought me a CD player for my car. I mean, if he was so worried about this money, why was he still buying me things, trying to be with me?
That's a good question, Private Rivera. Why is that?
Your Honor, I loved her. I did love her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She cheated on me, I cheated on her. She told me that I gave her chlamydia, and she would call me up, where are you? How come you're not coming over to see me? And I would hang up. I didn't want to talk to her anymore.
And later today,
Where's the computer now?
I threw it out.
What are you, crazy? What are you, nuts? Oh, yeah, you are.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
U.S. Marine Michael Rivera says ex-girlfriend Lacey Spears stole money from his bank account while he was deployed in Iraq.
When you came home, you continued to see Miss Spears.
Yes, ma'am.
And you bought her gifts.
Yes, ma'am, I bought her.
Even after you took your money out of the ATM and found out that all this money was gone.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I still think that you abused the privilege, but I don't think that there was an agreement that that money would be used for any particular thing. What I want to know is, under what circumstances did the two of you end your relationship?
It ended very bad, Your Honor. And I mean, I was...
Want to tell me how that happened?
At the time, I mean, when I left, we weren't in very good standing terms. She cheated on me, I cheated on her, so on and so forth. She told me that I gave her chlamydia and all this
Would you do me a favor and tell me, please, what happened to terminate the relationship when you came back to the States?
I was seeing her for a while, and then I stopped seeing her. I went and started partying with other friends, and she would call me up, where are you? How come you're not coming over to see me? And I would hang up. I didn't want to talk to her anymore. I was going to see another girl.
Just a second. So that's how you broke up?
Yes, ma'am.
You got bored with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, just because you got bored with her, Private Rivera, doesn't mean that she owes you any money.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. I'm glad you understand that, because your case is dismissed. That's all.
Party's not excused. You may step out.
Obviously, he's in some kind of money trouble, and he needs help, and he's trying desperately to get any way he can.
She's taking out money that I'm working hard for, you know, overseas, fighting for our country.
I was in the room when he told her, pay your car payment, pay your bills, and use the rest for what you need. And I told him he was out of his mind for doing
I
it.
was obviously in love, and what a mistake it was.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Haney versus Darling, step forward, please.
24-year-old Penelope Haney and her brother Ronald are suing their former friend, 22-year-old student Jennifer Dorling, for the value of a computer. The siblings claim Jennifer borrowed the computer and for some reason threw it away.
Miss Haney, the defendant is your son's aunt.
Yes,
Who is this?
my brother.
Ronald.
According to your complaint, the defendant borrowed your brother's computer
Yes.
and either won't return it, or she says she threw it out because she stored it for you long enough. And she also has a desk that I assume went with the computer. And she says it's an old piece of junk that you can have back, but she no longer has the computer.
Right.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her getting the computer.
In February of 2004, she started asking me to ask my brother if she could use it because my brother had lent it to me.
Weren't you using it?
No, I didn't need it. I wasn't in school anymore. And I didn't have a phone, and she wanted to use it for internet purposes, so.
So what kind of a computer is it?
A Dell, a Pentium 4.
When did you ask for it back?
He asked for it back in May, and she said it wasn't a good time to come and get it.
Who did you ask for it back?
I asked her for it, and she told me she has to take a few days to get some stuff off it.
Is that right?
Yes.
Why didn't you get the stuff off it and return it to them?
I did take the stuff off it. I was moving in the beginning of June, and when I had spoke to Ron
I told him to come get it by May 25th because he had said that...
Shh. Don't, listen. Don't speak to her. Where's the computer now?
I threw it out.
Why?
Because I just got tired of storing it.
You weren't storing it, you had borrowed it.
I never borrowed it. I was doing her a favor because she didn't have a phone line.
Just a second. Listen, Miss Dorling, you don't want me to torture you, do you?
No.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. If she didn't have a phone line, that's not a reason for you to take the computer and put stuff on the computer that you had to take off the computer, because clearly, based upon what you said, you had been using it, enjoying it, putting your own information on it, because when he called you in May and said, I want to, I'm speaking. When he called you and said, I want to come and get my computer, you said, it's not a good time, I have to get stuff off it. So you weren't storing it, you were using it.
The both of us, both Penny and I, were both using it.
Fine.
Then what happened?
Shut. Listen to me.
Sorry.
You don't say you're sorry again. If you do it again, you're out of here. You got it? When did you call him and tell him that he should come and pick it up?
He had called my house one day, and I said, well, I'm moving, and I told him, I said, come get it by May 25th, and if you don't, you've lost it, because I'm moving, and I don't want to move it.
What are you, crazy? What are you, nuts?
No.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Penelope Haney and her brother Ronald claim former friend Jennifer Dorling threw away a computer belonging to Ronald. Jennifer says she was tired of storing it for him.
When did you call them to tell them, I've gotten the stuff off the computer, you can have it back now?
He had called me, and I told him...
So the answer is you never called.
I didn't know the phone number. I didn't know where he was.
You just told me, Miss Dorling, that the two of you were using the computer.
Yes.
Well, so then you saw her.
Yes, but I didn't see her in May much.
Then she wasn't using the computer in May. Just you were using it.
It was at my house, yes.
Just you were using it. How much you paid for the computer?
We have the receipt,
Can I see it,
$776.
please? You got a lot of nerve. I don't even know if you threw it out. Why would you throw away a perfectly good computer?
Because in July, Ron and his mother had come to my house, and his mother had physically attacked me in my home in front of my daughter.
Over the computer?
Yes. I told her to get out of my house, and if she got out of my house, I would get it. Ron told her to back off of me, and I got her out of my house, and I locked the doors. I called the police, and then I went into the computer room, or the bedroom.
So what you're telling me is, from May all through the summer, they wanted the computer back.
That was July 2nd.
What? She wanted the computer back.
I hadn't heard from them. Ronnie had called once after I had moved and threatened I'll get the money one way or the other. And
what do you mean you get the money one way or the other? That's not something that somebody does, unless you were stalling giving him the computer. What did she say to you when you called?
I called again. I was like, all right, Jen, I'm coming to get my computer. And she told me now is not a good time. And I was like, well, now is not a good time for you, but it's a good time for me before you sell it.
Look, don't look at her.
Or throw it out.
Look at
or
her.
get rid of it. And I was upset. And we go over there, and it's not there. And then I hear that it's there, and then I hear it's not there, and then I just hear now that she threw it out.
And what about the desk?
The desk I just bought just to go with the computer.
Okay, and that you have?
I have that, yes. It's
very
in the
good. They're going to pick it up in 5 days, and you owe them $766 for the computer. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was mine. I wanted it. I went to get it. She wouldn't give it back. I called.
Told me they were coming to get it at that time and didn't give me any notice or anything like that.
Now is not a good time. How is it? Well, obviously it's not a good time. She got rid of the dang thing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Miller versus Collins. Step forward.
Homemaker Jean Miller is suing her daughter, salesperson Deborah Collins, for charging a rental car on her credit card. Deborah says she owes her mother nothing.
Ms. Miller, this is your daughter, and according to your complaint, you had an agreement with her. She was in an automobile accident, and her car was totaled or needed to be repaired. Her insurance, according to you, was supposed to provide her with a rental car, but it wasn't going to kick in for a while, so she asked if she could use your credit card in order to secure the rental. And the agreement was, according to you, that when she got the insurance money for the car rental, she would give you that money.
It would go to the car rental place.
We'd go to the car rental place.
Right.
And she used your credit card, you were billed, and you want your money.
Right.
When was the accident?
In January of 2004.
And what did she do? She called you?
She said that she needed to get a rental car, and her insurance was going to pay for it, but she had to have a credit card to secure it. And she asked if she could use mine, and I said, just for secured, but not to be used, because it was the card that I used to buy medications. In March, I went to order medication. They told me that I couldn't order it, that my credit card was no good. And I said, well, how can that be? I should have well over $1,000 on it. I said, well, you have to check with your credit card company. And when I did, they said, oh, no, your card's maxed out. A light bulb went off. I said, is there by any chance a charge from Enterprise Car Rental? They said, yes, there is. That's what put it over the top.
How much was that charge?
$1,331.16.
Okay, Miss Collins, I'll hear you.
I had a car accident back in January. It was a hit and run. My insurance company told me that I could get a rental car, that I needed a deposit for the rental car, and that they would take care of all charges. Got the car. It was a month before I got my car back. And then I found out from my insurance company that they had the wrong information on the rental agreement. The car was rented out to and had me down as an alternate driver. So they were fighting the claim. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
What does that have to do with your mother? You drove the car.
Yes, I did.
Pay her the money and take it up with the insurance company.
Well, I would have done that, but I did not know about this until March.
So?
And in the meantime, I've had to deal with my youngest granddaughter having major reconstructive surgery. My 15-year-old son has ran away, and I just went through a house fire.
What does that have to do with your mother?
Well,
what does that have to do with your mother? She needs some medication. If you're having a problem because you were fooling around with the rental of this car with Enterprise, or because somebody made a mistake, you deal with it. That has nothing to do with your mother.
Well, if she would have read the agreement before she signed it, she would have seen that the wrong name was on there.
Oh, grow up, Miss Collins. How old are you?
I'm 39 years old.
You're 39 years old. You're a mother. You're a grandmother. You're supposed to have responsibility. You're supposed to be...
I do have responsibility.
You don't.
Yes,
you don't.
I do.
Why should she be put in a position of having to worry about her... Put that down. Having to worry about her medication because of your neglect. It's not her problem. She was doing you a favor.
Yes, she was.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Your Honor, this is case number 573 on the calendar in the matter of Kane versus Teague. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Keene, according to what I've read in your complaint, you were living with Mr. Teague's father at the time of his death.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that after his father died, you were put out of the apartment that you had lived in for some time, and some property there belongs to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're suing for. He is counterclaiming. He says that you stole some money from his father and you canceled an insurance policy on the car and kept the premium for yourself. So he is counterclaiming for that. How old was your father when he died, Mr. Teague?
71.
And how long had he been living with Miss Keene?
Off and on for 2.5 years, 3 years.
No, ma'am.
How long?
4 years.
When did you meet him?
Met him in 2000.
Where?
At a friend's bar. I was working for her. She needed some help. He had come in. He had some racing coins.
Okay. And when did you move in together?
In October of 2000.
You moved into his house?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Teague says you lived on and off. Is that accurate?
No, ma'am. We separated once because of a flood in East Ridge. Our house was flooded out, and I had to leave for about a month and a half.
Where did he go?
He stayed there in the house.
Why didn't you stay?
They wouldn't let me because of epilepsy and the breathing machine that I was on. FEMA put me out of the house till it could be bleached back out.
Okay, when was that?
That was in...
May of 2003.
Okay. Other than that separation, you had lived in the house continuously?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Well, tell me about your understanding of the situation, sir.
She has an apartment, or she had an apartment in government housing in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
She has a serious drug problem. She would leave the house to go do her drugs, and then she'd bag her way back into my dad's house.
How did you know that, sir?
Because I've seen her stoned. She told me she had a drug problem. Her mother told me she had a drug problem. My father told me she had a drug problem.
When did she tell you she had a drug problem?
Oh, probably after the house flooded. And she was gone for 9 months when the house flooded.
When did she move back into the house with your father?
She got in trouble living in her apartment. She got into a fight with one of the girls that lived next door in the government housing. In January of 2004, she had to go to court. My father paid to get her bond and to get her out of jail and to her fine in court. And I have a check that my father wrote her for $2,600.
Your Honor, that check was from FEMA. That was my money to start with. His father did have it, but it had nothing to do with what his father had.
See the date, ma'am? And our court case for that was in March of that same year.
March of 2004.
Yes, ma'am. The flood was in May of 2003.
Gotcha. Okay. What items, Ms. Keene, do you claim are in the house that belong to you?
The living room suit belonged to me. And
do you have a receipt for it?
No, ma'am. I could not go back in the house.
Just a second. Where was it purchased?
I had bought it from a friend. It was a used living room suit. I purchased it from a lady that I'd met through the projects.
Well, then all you had to do was get a receipt from her when you're coming to court.
I could not find her.
What else?
He kept items that his father had gave me, a gun, and his father told him the Saturday before he died that he did want me to have that gun. He kept my clothes.
Just one second. Mr. Teague?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any of her clothing?
No, ma'am.
Did you either discard, give away, throw away any of her clothing?
The only thing I got rid of is the stuff that she left behind the day that she come to the house to pick up her belongings. It was a one-time deal. Get everything of yours here and go. I have a police report stating.
Can I see the police report, please? What you're telling me, Mr. Teague, is that they were not living together in January of 2005. Is that correct?
January of 2004.
They were not living together. And your father passed away?
In October of 2004, October 30th.
October the 29th, Your Honor.
And there were times when she stayed with your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, a week before he died, did your father call you to the house and she was there?
2 weeks before my father passed away.
2 weeks.
Melissa called me to the house.
That's Melissa.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was
called
living
me to
there?
the house. She was staying there at that time.
Okay.
She told me she was leaving. She said, I'm tired of putting up with him. I'm leaving. And I said, well, that's fine. I can take care of my father.
Had she been taking care of him up until that point? He was ill.
No, ma'am.
Just a second. If she wasn't there, and you just said to me, Mr. Teague, be very careful, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
If you said, well, I can take care of my father.
Right.
That presupposes that someone else was taking care of him, and that would have been Miss Keene for at least a period of time. If she called you and said to you, I'm not taking care of him anymore.
I'm leaving.
Then she had been taking care of him.
Okay, yes.
Don't play with me, sir.
I'm not, ma'am.
Good. How long had she been taking care of him?
Well, in September was when the cancer come back. He had cancer, had taken treatments, had gotten better, and then it came back. So he was in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Your Honor.
Yes.
He was in the hospital for a week. He had got sick that night. I took him to the hospital. I couldn't get in touch with none of his children. We got him to the hospital. Ken's children come in and tried to throw me out of the hospital. Ken told the hospital to throw his children out and bring me back to the room. I stayed there at the hospital with him for 1 week, did not leave, lived there for 1 week in the room with him.
Okay, so what I want to know is how long did you take care of him? 2 months before he died?
For a year with the cancer.
Well, were you living there,
Yes,
madam?
ma'am.
But you were arrested in January of 2004 over an incident that occurred in another location.
Yes, ma'am. We kept the other apartment. Ken wanted me to keep it because I had stuff in it.
I just want to know, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen carefully. How long were you living full-time taking care of him after he got sick?
For over 6 months.
All right, so we're down from a year to 6 months. That's all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry left, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melissa Kane says her deceased boyfriend's son, Terry Teague, trashed her belongings. Terry claims Melissa stole money from his late father.
What other property do you claim is there that's yours?
The curtains, my TV was there.
You were unable to produce a receipt for the television.
The stuff was in the house. Mr. Teagues and the cop, which were friends, would not let me go back in the house to get anything, any receipts.
Listen to me. You went back into the house.
No,
According to the police, you retrieved personal property, but you were not permitted to take the television set.
They never let me go back in the house.
What else? Ms. Keene, what else?
I had a Dutch oven stove in the back.
Do you have any proof that any of these items belong to you?
It was all in the house, Your Honor.
I don't care if it was in the house, madam. The house was not yours.
Right, and they wouldn't let me go in it to get nothing.
I asked you a simple question.
No, ma'am.
Do you have any proof that any of these items were yours?
No, ma'am.
Well, I can't help you, Ms. Keene. Let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Teague.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's your claim that first Ms. Keene stole money from your father's wallet.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
The night my father passed away, when I got to the house, Miss Keene was there, and there was already several people there, including the police and the fire department. I went in the house. The funeral home had called, told me the information they needed. I needed his Social Security number. I tried to find his wallet. I looked all over the house, could not find it, and I walked into the living room and said, no one's going to leave here now till my dad's wallet shows up. So, in a few minutes, Miss Keene walked down the hallway back into my father's room and found my dad's wallet laying on top of the pants that I had picked up and checked the pockets to see if the wallet was there.
Okay.
The day that she came to the house to retrieve her belongings, she got angry because the policeman would not allow her to have the television. So she said, I want to see your supervisor. I want to see him now. The officer backed up and was calling on the radio to get his supervisor there. She looked me in the eye and told me that that's okay. I took $700 from his wallet the night he died, and I told her she wouldn't get another penny.
So when she wouldn't get the TV, is what you're telling me she said to you, I'm not going to get the TV, I'm just telling you I took money.
Yes, ma'am. And I have a witness.
Yeah.
I have a witness who heard it.
Who are you?
I'm Steve Kyle. I was there when she came to pick up her items.
How are you related to this family?
Terry's my roommate, so I knew the whole thing, everything that was going on.
Tell me what you heard.
Oh, well, when she found out she wasn't going to get the TV out of the house, that's when she made this statement. She said, that's okay. I took $700 out of your dad's wallet the night he died.
Your Honor, I've never met this gentleman, never seen him in my life, could not tell you who he is. He was not there that day. I did not take no money out of his father's billfold. His father's billfold was under the bed. His daddy, when he died, I was there by myself. I done called the doctor once because Ken didn't sound right. And Terry come in, and the doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry turned around and said, I've got a card game, and did not tell me he was dying, and left. I called the doctor back myself 30 minutes later when he got worse, and the doctor told me, he said, Miss Kane, I'm going to tell you just like I told his son, if you want to bring him to the hospital, you can, but it's not going to do no good. I said, you mean he's dying? He said, yes, ma'am, I told his son that. I tried to call Mr. Teagues back. He would not answer his cell phone. So I went back in there, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath. And then when he took his last breath, I laid him down on the bed. And when Terry got there, after the police and everybody else got there.
Had you been there earlier that evening, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you stay?
When I got there, my father was real upset because Melissa wanted to take him to the hospital. My father hated hospitals. He didn't want to go to the hospital. So I said, settle down. I'll call the doctor and ask him. My father was coughing up blood. I called the doctor. The doctor told me this is common for someone taking chemotherapy. Have your father just stay there and rest at home.
So the answer is, you were there earlier when your father was coughing up blood, and you left. Mr. Teague, answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go when you left?
After we got my father calmed down, I went to home. My sister was in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She was leaving to go home the next day. I went and visited with her.
Well, how much time did she spend with her father?
The whole week that we were on, she was in on vacation. Me and my two sisters were there every day.
I don't think I believe that, Mr. Teague.
Well, it's the truth, Your Honor.
I don't think I believe that. If your sister was leaving, and the reason your sister came was because of your father's health, and you got a call from Miss Kane that was sufficiently serious for you to go over there, I don't see why your sister, who was another child, wouldn't have gone over there at the same time. And upon seeing your father in a condition where he was coughing up blood and being agitated, considering what you've told me about Miss Keene, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. If it were my father, I would have stayed around.
May I answer?
Sure.
Okay, we got him settled down. He had coughed up a little blood. The doctor said that was common. One of the neighbors come over. We sat in the living room for an hour and a half watching TV. He was fine. Had I known my father was going to die that night, I would have never left that room. I mean, he had been sick for 15 months. There was no way that I knew my father was going to die.
She stayed with him. At least he didn't die by himself, right?
Right. That was one of his wishes.
That what?
That he didn't die by himself.
But you weren't there. She was there.
That's who he wanted there, ma'am.
That's who your father wanted.
Right.
Don't you think it's about time that you put a period, Mr. Teague?
I'm not understanding the question.
I'm asking you about your counterclaim, sir.
She took money from my father.
I don't know that. Maybe it was her money. If there was money in the wallet, maybe it was her money. But that's what I mean when I say you put a period, Mr. Teague.
I've wanted to put a period. She won't allow me to put a period.
Well, you're putting a period now. It could have been very, very easy, Mr. Teague. It was all over a television set. Why don't you just let her take the television set? What is the big deal? I mean, I'm not going to award her the television set because, quite frankly, she had, Miss Keene, put your hand down. Because, quite frankly, she doesn't have proof that she purchased it. But it would put it down. But it would seem to me that if what you're telling me is your father, whether she was a good person, a bad person, a mediocre person, your father wanted her with him when he died. She did that. She took care of him. I don't care if it was for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or 2 months. She ministered to him on a daily and nightly basis when you and your sister and whatever other siblings there might be were out doing your own thing, whether it was working, playing, at least at the end, she was there ministering to him. So for that, you should say thank you. And if the whole thing was over a television set, quite frankly, Mr. Teague, it's distressing to me as a human being. Why would you would not have said, listen, you want the TV? Take the TV. My father's not going to watch it anymore. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to show you what he did with my stuff?
Yes.
These are the pictures, and all that was mine is under the clear bags, and he left them out there for over a week. I've got a few things in this bag I'd like to show you. He ruined all my stuff. He gave away all of my groceries. He gave away...
All right, stop, don't tell me about groceries. I was beginning to feel a little sorry for you.
Can I show you the clothes?
Why did you put her stuff outside?
Because when I went to check on my father's insurance and seen that the day we buried my father, she left the graveyard and went straight to where he had his insurance and canceled his insurance on his 2 vehicles and collected the premium. I felt like she had disrespected him for the last time and that I wasn't going to allow her back.
Okay, just a second. So tell me about the insurance policy, Ms. Keene.
The insurance was mine and Ken's.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And he had...
Was it their joint policy?
Her name was on the policy.
Then she had a right to cancel it.
I don't understand that.
Your father wasn't driving anymore, Mr. Teague.
I understand that.
And if her name was on the policy, she had the right to cancel the policy and to collect the premium. That's her right. She's the policy holder, not you. She. And you had no right to throw her stuff out. That was the wrong thing to do. I think that you acted badly, Mr. Teague. I think that you acted very badly. While your father was sick, while he was coughing up blood, while he needed assistance in getting to the bathroom, while he needed assistance in showering, bathing, keeping himself clean, feeding himself, neither you nor your siblings were there ministering to him. For whatever period of time it was and for whatever kind of a person she is, she was there, and she was the person your father wanted there. He didn't say to you when you came, do me a favor, get rid of her. I want you to sit and hold my hand. It's not what he said, and you just told me that. So if that's what your father wanted, and she gave him a little bit of peace before he died, and at the moment of his death, you acted badly. You acted badly in going to the house and taking her keys and telling her to leave. You acted badly over really nothing, no money. I mean, we're not talking about any big money.
No, ma'am, but we were talking about guns, and she has a criminal past that she didn't need to have a gun.
Sir, What are you, the morals monitor?
No, ma'am.
Your father liked her. She was your father's girlfriend. Have you ever been married?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
3.
Shh, quiet. Did your father like all of your wives?
Yes, ma'am.
Bad judgment. You didn't. But if he didn't like all of your wives, would that have made a difference to you?
No, ma'am.
No. So your father picked her. You didn't like her? That's too bad for you. But you can't put her stuff outside like this and ruin it because you got into a hissy fit because she canceled insurance that she had an absolute right to cancel. You can't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Dismissed.
Now, this is case number 599 on the calendar in the matter of Deskins versus Benson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Thanks,
folks. Have a seat. You're welcome, Judge.
Ms. Deskins, you and Mr. Benson lived together for the last 4 years, according to what I read here, and you were in what I perceived you believed to be a committed relationship. At some time, according to your complaint, you purchased a truck. The truck was for, according to you, Mr. Benson's use in his business. The only thing is the truck was titled in your name, and the understanding was that he was to make all the payments on the truck. He didn't. They repossessed the truck, and you now have a judgment against you for some $8,000. Mr. Benson says with regard to that part of your complaint, it was your truck, you should have paid for it.
Yes.
Next, your claim is really a little convoluted. It's something to do with the saddle, that he pawned some of your property, and you want the value of the property that he pawned, saddles or something like that. Now, Mr. Benson says that he took the saddles down and pawned them because you needed the money, you wanted the money, and he gave you the money. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Benson?
No, she wanted me to buy dog food, and I used the money for that.
And finally, we have Mr. Benson's counterclaim, because he says when you threw him out, he left with the clothes on his back, and you have his saddle and tools and stuff that he wants back. Okay, let's get to the truck. When did you buy the truck?
The truck was purchased in approximately May of 2002.
What kind of a car were you driving in May of 2002?
A Toyota Camry 1995.
Is that the only vehicle that you had?
No, I believe at that time I also had a Ford F-250 pickup truck.
Did you sell that truck?
That truck was sold, yes, Your
When?
Honor. Probably sometime that year.
When you got the other truck?
Yes. It was its replacement.
Shut up. When you got the other truck, you sold the old one?
No. The other truck was sold before the Nissan pickup truck was purchased.
So you got one instead of the other. Now, what were you using a truck for?
I was not using a truck for anything but an ostrich business that I had from 1990 to approximately 1998.
Well, from 1998 until 2002, when you got rid of it, what were you doing with the truck?
Hauling hay.
I'm going to get to you. Miss Deskins, I want you to understand something.
Yes.
One way or another, and I would prefer it to be sooner rather than later, I'm going to get all the truth. So if you're going to give me a lot of baloney, it's going to irritate me because it's been a long day and I'm tired. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. So if you had an ostrich business that concluded in 1998 and you kept a truck and paid for insurance and paid for tags for 4 years, then you're either stupid or you were doing something else with the truck.
After I stopped ranching ostriches, I had a horse ranch and a llama business.
So you were using the truck?
Correct.
And when you sold that truck, the same year you purchased this truck in May of '02.
That's correct. I purchased the truck for Mr. Benson. He wanted it for his horseshoeing business.
And you never used it?
No, I'm not saying I never used it, Your Honor. He had probably 99.9% exclusive use of the truck. I used it when my Camry needed to have tires put on or something. I would occasionally borrow the truck.
Now I'll hear you.
She had the keys of the truck. I had to borrow the truck to use the truck. And yes, I used it for horseshoeing. And she got all the money in our relationship. What I got horseshoeing or saddle making, she got the money. If she chose not to pay for this truck, that's her problem.
No, don't get to the ultimate conclusion, sir, because that's going to irritate me, because that's my job.
Okay.
You don't want to take away my job.
It wasn't my truck.
I am not going to shoe your horses, and you don't take away my job.
I promise. But it wasn't my truck.
Just a sec. You used the truck.
Yes.
And she used the truck.
Yes.
I believe that.
Thank you.
So it was in your name?
That's correct.
He left? When he left,
He was asked to leave February 12th.
Good. And when he left on February 12th, did you keep the truck?
The truck was actually in a replevin action at that time, Your Honor. He would not give me the car keys to the truck. I actually had to get a court order to get the keys from him. And I went down to the restaurant where he was working with the court order and asked him for the keys, and he coughed up the keys at that point.
Ms. Deskins, you are the titled owner of this truck?
That's correct.
You don't need a court order to get the keys, madam. All you need is your little finger that does the walking through the yellow pages. And you call a locksmith, and the locksmith starts the truck, and you replace the cylinder and get a new key. That's what happens if you would have lost the keys to the truck, right? So I don't know why you went through this whole megillah about going to court and getting the keys to the truck when all you had to do was call a locksmith. All right, what else did he do? He pawned some property. When?
He pawned property beginning in about August of 2004.
What did he pawn in August of 2004?
He began by pawning saddles that I had purchased. He pawned...
When did you find out about it?
I found out about it probably around the first part of this year when I noticed the items were missing.
We have a company together. These were my saddles, too.
What kind of company do you have?
A saddle business, buying, selling, trading saddles.
Ms. Deskins, is it true, madam, that you and Mr. Benson, aside from sharing a bed, shared a business together?
I posted his saddles for him on my eBay website.
And what'd you do with the money that you got from selling the saddles?
The money was used primarily to buy leather and other tools for Mr. Benson's leather making.
Was some of the money,
keys.
just let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Somebody buys a saddle. How much you pay for a saddle?
Anywhere from $250 to $1,000.
And what did you do with the money?
We paid financial expenses with it.
You paid bills.
Yes.
You paid household expenses,
Yes.
food, right?
And we invested back in the business.
Good. What do you want from me? The relationship broke up. The business broke up. It's joint property. Some of it's his, some of it's yours. You expect me to go figure out what part of the saddle was yours and what part of the saddle was his?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What happened that you left so quickly, Mr. Benson, that you couldn't take the most valuable things?
We had police and guns involved. And the police told me she was crazy. Get in the car, we'll take you anywhere you want to go. And when you come back, bring the police.
And later today,
You sold it to her for $3,500, and she was a friend.
Yes.
Several months later, you sold it to somebody else for $1,900, who was a stranger.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, madam.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Pamela Deskin says ex-boyfriend Michael Benson owes for the balance on a truck and for allegedly stealing horse saddles. Michael says everything he owns is still in Pamela's possession.
Ms. Destin, it's over. The relationship is over. The business is over.
We were in a meretricious relationship. We shared a lot of property. We shared a lot of business ventures together. He converted a lot of that property for his own personal use.
You made an error in judgment.
I made an error in judgment when I purchased a car for him and believed that he truly was going to use that and pay for it. And I would take half the responsibility for that stupidity. But I believe Mr. Benson needs to take the other half of the responsibility.
Sure, if his name was, listen to me, if his name was on, hey, don't talk to her. If his name was on the title to the truck, was his name on the title to the truck?
No, Your Honor, because he told me that he needed my credit to get the truck. He had the benefit of the bargain. Now I'm getting the defaulted note.
Since then, I bought a different car. I didn't need her help.
Mr. Benson?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I look like I need you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Deskin's probably got the short end of the financial stick. That's possible, but that sometimes happens in a relationship. And not every time somebody gets the short end of the bargain does it mean that there is a court case which will result in vindication. I just said to you, if the truck had been in both of your names, then a joint debt might have been created for the difference between the loan on the truck and what was secured from its sale. But you had the truck in your name alone. It could have been titled in his name.
Mr. Benson has a child support obligation which prevents him from having the title to anything in his own name. That's why the title was held in my name.
Is what you're telling me is that you helped him perpetrate a fraud on the mother of his children?
No, Your Honor.
No, just a second.
No, Your Honor, I'm not saying that.
Just a second. That's what you're saying to me. Quiet. That's what you're saying to me, because if what you're saying to me is he keeps everything out of his own name so that the mother of his children can't get hold of property because he's in arrears and child support because he's a deadbeat. You're not a deadbeat, are you, Mr. Benson?
Ma'am.
You owe a lot of money in child support.
Yes,
it's very easy to figure out.
I'm paying it.
That's not my question. My question is, do you owe a lot of money in child support?
Yes.
Okay. So I knew I was going to get now.
But I still have a car in my name. I can have things in my name.
All Miss Deskins said to me was, the reason she put the truck in your name is that your ex-wife? Wife couldn't get her hands on it. That means she's assisting you in perpetrating a fraud. I'm not interested in hearing it. Let me hear about what you left in the house.
Everything I own.
What?
Okay. All my personal clothing. All my artwork.
What kind of artwork? Show me.
I have one of my grandmother's pictures, which was painted, God, I don't know when.
Well, what happened that you left so quickly, Mr. Benson, that you couldn't take the most valuable things?
We had police and guns involved.
What?
Police and guns. And the police told me she was crazy. Get in the car. We'll take you anywhere you want to go, but stay away from there. And when you come back, bring the police.
Well, did you try to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
I made arrangements to pick my stuff up about 2 Saturdays ago, and then she wasn't there.
How many times have you been married?
3.
Didn't want to do a 4th?
No.
Smart. How many times have you been married?
Twice.
Didn't want to do it again?
No.
Also sounds smart. Next time, be smarter financially, Miss Deskins. Mr. Benson, my gut feeling is that you share some of the responsibility for this truck that she got stuck with because you did, in fact, use it for your business. You didn't have another car at the time, did you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you have?
I have a Trooper. I've had it the whole time almost. Yes, and I had a Bronco before that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have proof that he...
I had the Bronco when she bought the truck.
Okay.
I already had a horseshoeing rig.
And what did you do with the Bronco?
I wrecked it about a year later. And then I bought a Trooper.
Were you using the truck at all, Mr. Benson?
Not in quite a while. She wouldn't let me.
Okay. It's my sense that were things different and were you two married and were we sitting here in a court and dissolving a marriage, we would add up the marital debt. That wouldn't make any difference in whose name property was titled, and we would divide that in half. But since you are not married and the title to the truck was in your name and the truck was in fact on your property, the debt is yours. So's whatever you left in the house, if you can't get it. Do you understand?
I can't have my stuff back?
You can have your stuff. If the police want to help you get it, that's fine. I'm certainly not going to give you a monetary award for it, sir. You have any of his stuff that you want to give to him?
I have given him ample opportunity to pick up his personal belongings.
Like what?
Everything that he owns, his clothing, his leather-making tools, his horseshoeing tools, everything is still there in his room.
Ms. Deskins, do you believe Mr. Benson has a temper?
Yes.
And you don't want anything to do with him anymore, is that right?
No, he's an alcoholic with a terribly verbal...
I'm not interested in your expanding on your answer. If I was, I would have let you do that. So it would be a fair statement that you want him out of your life.
That's correct.
Do you know where he's living?
I have no idea.
Where are you living? Uncross your arms.
I'm living approximately 5 miles up the road. She knows where I live.
Person?
This is my witness here. I live with his family.
Okay. Do you know this young man?
I've met him once or twice.
You're not afraid of him, are you?
I don't know him well enough to be afraid of him.
What do you do?
I'm a construction worker and assistant ranch manager.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Do you have a truck?
Yes.
How about you box up his stuff 5 days from today at 10 a.m. and this young man's going to come to your house without him, and you're just going to get rid of the stuff. And I'm going to tell you why that's going to be a good thing for you to do. Because you don't want him to be irritated with you. If he's got a temper, according to you, and a whole lot of other things that I'm not giving you an opportunity to tell me about, I would suggest you get rid of the stuff so that you have no further nexus with him. Smart?
I think it's a very good idea.
Good. Thank you very much. We'll cut that order. Goodbye.
Don't forget my donkey.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have a whole packet here of sheriff's reports.
The cops never did anything to me, and several times they wanted to arrest her.
He was drunk when I came home, and he was verbally abusing me.
That's pretty slanderous.
He would go for short periods and not drink, and I had hope for the relationship.
I just left with the clothes on my back, and I never went back.
I finally came to the conclusion that it was hopeless.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Seed versus Maxwell. Step forward, please.
19-year-old customer service rep Melissa Seed is suing former co-worker, 22-year-old student Tammy Maxwell for the return of money she paid for a Nissan 200 SX. Melissa says Tammy ended up selling the car to someone else.
Miss Seed, how did you know Miss Maxwell before you agreed to buy her car?
I used to work with her.
According to your complaint, she had a car she was selling. You decided to buy it. You agreed on a price of $3,500. Miss Maxwell said she would sell you the car, you could pay it off, but she would keep the car until it was paid. As soon as you finished making your last payment, she would sign the title over the car and give it to you. So far, is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
You started to make payments on the car, and according to you, you made $1,600 worth of payments.
Yes.
And then you ran into some financial difficulty, and you stopped making payments.
Correct.
And Miss Maxwell sold the car because you hadn't made payments, and you want your $1,600 back.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Maxwell says that she used your money to make the car payments on the car because that was what she had intended to do, and that she sold the car for just the difference in what was owed on the car and what you had given her, which was $1,900. That's what you're telling me, is that right?
Yes.
So first, let me see the bill of sale for the car. Okay, well, this says that you're buying it in as-is condition. And did you check the Blue Book price of the car at the time?
Yes, I did.
And what was the Blue Book price of the car?
About $2,000, $2,500.
So why did you agree to pay $3,500?
Because it had some modifications done to it.
Like why?
It had wheels and tires. It had a...
Wheels and tires usually come with a car. It's very hard to drive a car without wheels and tires.
Custom wheels and tires.
Yeah.
It had a stereo system in it with subwoofers, so it wasn't stock stereo.
So what do you need that stuff for?
Just a kid wanting to have fun with a nice car, I guess.
When did you sell the car?
September.
Who did you sell the car to?
It's a private party.
Let me see. Bill of sale.
I don't have the bill of sale. I gave it to them to register the car. I have my loan payoff, which was $1,823. And so I took the $1,900 and paid off the loan.
Well, you would have a bill of sale from somebody else.
No, I gave it to them. I didn't keep a copy for myself.
Well, you have to. That means I'm just relying on you to tell me the truth with regard to how much you sold the car for. Because you sold it to her for $3,500, and she was a friend. Is that right?
Yes.
Several months later, you sold it to somebody else, according to you, for $1,900. Who was a stranger.
I couldn't afford the loan. My insurance was doubled with the car on it.
No, but are you following me?
Yes, I follow.
Why would you sell it to a stranger for $1,600 less than it was worth?
Just to pay off the loan because I couldn't afford the loan anymore.
It doesn't make sense, madam. What was the balance when you sold it to her at the end of February?
$2,300.
$2,300. So from her, you got $1,600, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I believe you, which I don't, from somebody else you got $1,900, right?
Yes.
Equals $3,500. The only thing that was left on the loan was $2,300.
Yes.
That means that on these two transactions, if I believed you, you made a profit of $1,200.
I also had to pay the insurance on it.
Of course, you had the car.
But I wasn't driving it. I was just holding it for her.
How do I know that? You can't come unjustly enriched at her expense. And you did. If I believe everything she said, and I have no proof that it's not true, so she has to give you back $1,200, which she says she profited. She doesn't realize that she said she profited, but she did. She profited $1,200 worth. That goes to you. The rest of it you've lost.
Okay.
Got it?
Fine.
Judgment for the plaintiff came out to $1,200.
Parties are excused. 55 on the calendar in the matter of Dennis versus E.B. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Dennis, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Are you an only child?
I have 2 sisters.
Is this your dad?
Yep.
This is your complaint. Mr. Eby
Yep.
is the prize. He is also the defendant. This is his wife?
Yes.
He separates from his wife in August. You take up with him almost immediately.
Yes.
Did you know he was separated at the time?
Yes.
So you knew he was married?
Yes.
How much after he left his wife did he hook up with you?
In October.
No, you met him before October. You moved in according to your complaint in October.
He lived next door to my parents.
With his wife or after he separated?
Both.
So as soon as the wife moved out, you started dating?
Yeah.
Big mistake. Did your father tell you it was a big mistake?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
How much of a big mistake did you tell her it was?
I told her it was a big one. I told her it wouldn't have been worth it.
So she moves in with him in October. Now, at that time, did you rented your own apartment?
I had my own place still.
And when did you become pregnant?
November.
Birth control sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
What did you say to her when you found out not only was she living with him, but she was pregnant?
They always tell me when I'm on the road, so I'll be calmed down when I get home.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Dennis?
Truck driver.
Well, then it seems that Mr. Eby decides to go back to his wife. Your lawsuit for two things. For a couple of months' rent that is still owed after he moved out, and for the value of car that you purchased for him, Mr. Dennis. You purchased an old car, $500?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Eby says that the car was a gift and that you paid the bills while you were living there, but after you moved out, you changed the locks and you're not responsible for anything else.
Yep.
Mr. Dennis, I want you to tell me about the car.
She worked first shift, he worked second shift. She was getting off at...
Where?
She worked at a daycare, and he worked at a place called Cook's Foods. She was getting home about 4:30. He had to be to work by 4:45, which he was always being late. So I told him, I didn't tell him nothing really. I went out, I went to a car lot and asked them if they had a car for about $500. So on the way over to pick up the car, I asked him if he could get insurance on the car. And he said no. So I paid the $500, put the car in his name in case he had an accident. I didn't want to be liable for it. And then
so far, smart.
And then when they got their income tax money, I was supposed to get my $500 back. And that never happened.
What do you mean when they? You mean the two of them?
Well, he filed, but he put her kids on his income tax so he could get more money.
How many other children do you have?
I have 2.
You have enough children.
I know.
That's what I told her. I told her she had enough at one.
Mr. Dennis, we could have been twins. Who takes care of these 3 children?
I do. Well, I'm still carrying one. I take care of the other 2.
Where are their fathers?
My daughter's dad is deceased, and my son's dad lives across town.
And you're still living in this house?
Yes.
Emily, you have to find another hobby. Making children is not a hobby.
I know.
Let's get to the car part.
I offered to pay him back $500 a couple weeks later at Red Lobster on the 12th of April. And he declined my money. I had the money for him. He said no.
What did he say?
He said, no, I don't want your money. I want the car. I have the title right here. And these are the things they forged.
You have the car, right?
Yep.
So try yes. It sounds
Yes.
nicer. You know, how many children do you have?
I have 1.
You have 1 now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Did he offer you $500?
No, he said he was willing to pay me $500 for it, but he didn't have it then.
Oh, but you said you had it.
I did have it.
Well, that's what he wants. He wants the $500. So you have no problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with that.
Now let's talk about the rent. Ms. Dennis, when did Mr. Eby move out?
April 9th. He walked out.
Why?
He told me he's taken his daughter to his aunt's house and never returned.
Did you change the locks?
No.
What month's rent are you claiming that he owes you?
Well, I paid April's myself, and I've paid May's.
But he wasn't there in May.
Well, yeah.
Why didn't he pay any of April's rent?
Because I got my paycheck from work, and I paid it because he was in between jobs, and he didn't have a paycheck at the time to pay it.
Did you move out on April? Why are you laughing?
Because I never technically moved out of there. I came home. Locks were changed.
When?
On the 14th of April.
Okay, so how much was your half of the rent?
I paid all the rent.
In April?
Yes. All she gets for a check is from welfare.
Who paid April's rent? Do you have a rent receipt for April's rent?
Nope. She would have it. Because I don't have nothing because she wouldn't allow me back in the house.
I see the receipt. Did you give her cash to pay the rent?
Yep.
Let's try that again.
Yes.
Mr. Eby, these 2 women may find you irresistible. I guarantee you I do not.
Okay.
The only month that I'm interested in is April. The only month that you show me on a receipt for rent for April, every other receipt is nice and clear. The month, the date is nice and clear. The only date that there's something written over is April. I mean, didn't you think that I'd notice that?
I picked them up.
What happened here?
I don't know. I didn't look
Well,
at them.
I don't know either. You get money from social services?
No.
Other than your job, how do you support yourself?
My son's dad pays child support.
You get Social Security for your son, for your child whose father is dead?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because he didn't work.
Another winner. You help her?
More than we should, but yeah.
What is she going to do after her lease is up?
She's moving into our house.
Who else lives in your house, Mr. Dennis?
All of them. That's why I drive a truck.
You have 3 children? 3
Yes.
children?
Mm-hmm.
She the only one with children?
No,
How many of the others have children?
all of them.
Mr. Dennis, you missed the class on teaching your children birth control.
No, they missed a class on listening.
They missed the class on listening. All right, now, Mr. Eby, you have a counterclaim, if
Well,
my memory
I'd like to
is
go back
correct.
for a second.
What?
Things they had forged.
You mean forged with regard to the car?
Yeah. when
Listen
they-
to me very carefully. Put that down, sir. Put the papers down. Other than the fact that you told me that you agreed to pay him back, and you said to him, here's $500. I'm going to pay you back for the car. I would have ruled in your favor because there was no loan agreement. But you agreed to pay him back. So you're going to pay him back, and I don't care if they forged the Declaration of Independence. You're going to pay him back for the car.
I offered him, he said no.
Now he says yes. Now you're going to pay him back for the car, not for the rent. She lived there. She's going to take care of the rent, and she has taken care of the rent. Now, let's get to your counterclaim.
My counterclaim is for my living room set that she still has, my entertainment stand, TV, VCR, movies, Xbox, etc., washer and dryer.
Now, did he purchase all of those things?
No, he didn't.
Who purchased them?
I did.
All of them?
Yes.
Let me see the receipts.
I don't have receipts. I didn't think I was going to get into a situation like
Well,
this.
just a second. When you moved into the house, he was already living there. So I want you to be very careful with what you tell me. Your father is a backup, and your father and I are almost soulmates here. Do you understand, Miss Dennis? You moved into his house, and of course, according to you, his wife left. He was still living there, and a couple of weeks later, you move in.
Yes.
With your 2 children. Did he have furniture in his place when you moved in?
He gave it all to his wife.
Everything?
Yes, I even had to provide a bed for his daughter.
Mr. Dennis, did Aaron over here have any furniture?
Yes, he did. He did, but he
Stop doing that.
he threw tantrums once in a while, and he'd start throwing his furniture out of the house, and then by the garbage, and then they'd pick it up and haul it off. He did that a lot.
What did your daughter move in with?
Well, we carried a big screen TV in there, sofa love seat, her bedroom set, her daughter's bedroom set, and her son's bedroom set. That's what we
What
moved.
about a washer dryer?
That was already in there.
Is that yours? You want it back? Done. What else do you say that's there, sir?
TV, VCR, movies, Xbox, couch.
Well, just a second. How many TVs were in the house?
1.
That's hers.
Nope, hers got repoed.
First of all, we have 4 TVs in our home.
Oh, you do? Well, one of them must belong to him.
We can
And he can have it. It is downstairs.
Oh, fine.
That's not the TV.
Listen to me. You're lucky I'm listening to this at all. Because you two have to find another hobby. You have enough children for a while. Caused enough damage.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I told her that I didn't understand why she would do something like she had done. He had done everything to help her. It really hurt.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Emily Dennis and her father, Rodney Dennis, are suing the father of Emily's unborn child, Aaron Eby, for rent, bills, and the value of a car. Aaron is countersuing for the return of his furniture.
Washer, dryer, and TV. He's going to pick it up 5 days from today.
Okay.
Do you speak to him?
No.
Do you?
No, but I can. I mean, it won't bother me.
Fine. Then why don't you?
He knows my number.
Why don't you make arrangements to go and get it?
All right.
So, I read your answer, Mr. Eby, and according to you, you're not even sure that this baby that Miss Dennis is having is yours. I have a feeling it is. But I'm sure you're going to do a paternity test.
Yes.
Which is a very good idea. And that means that the two of you are going to be joined in some way for the next couple of decades. So I suggest you start to act responsibly and reasonably towards each other. And he has a very calming effect. At least he did on me, had a very calming effect. So I suggest you keep him as a friend. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do the right thing with him. He's tried to do the right thing with you. Got it?
Yes.
Good. You took him back?
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't. Just, yeah, I did is fine.
Yes, I
Good.
did.
Shh, say nothing. Sit down. You taking him back is your problem, not mine. Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500 on the counterclaim. You'll have the property as I outlined it in 5 days, and Mr. Dennis will take care of seeing to it that it's picked up. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They went out to my car, stole the bill of sale, forged my name on it,
He moved in 2 weeks after I left. He was no good.
trying to get me a ticket because the cops were going to write me a ticket for possession of a stolen vehicle.
He left me for his drug addict wife. All the furniture was ours. I'm carrying his child.
Yeah, I'd like to have him be part of it, but, you know, if he ain't, I can pick up the pieces from there.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Herzog versus Emery. Step forward, please.
Kimberly Herzog is suing her former nanny, 24-year-old Sarah Emery, for a loan to pay her bills, lost wages, and daycare costs. Sarah says Kimberly is possessive and controlling.
Ms. Herzog, the defendant was working for you as a nanny, and according to your complaint, you loaned her $1,000 because she was having some back surgery. The arrangement was that she was supposed to pay you back. You were going to deduct a certain amount of money when she returned to work from her weekly salary. So far, am I correct?
Yes.
And she had the surgery, and then, according to you, she left your employment. You want your money back.
Correct.
And Miss Emery said that you fired her without good cause, and that's why she couldn't pay you back. When did she come to work for you?
She started working for me January of 2004.
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
When was the surgery?
January
of 2005. So for the year that she worked for you, from January 2004 till January of 2005, was her work satisfactory?
Yes, until the very end, which actually led to the dismissal. I had spoken to her on multiple occasions.
About what?
About making my child sit on a couch for 3 hours while my other child was sleeping.
That's not true.
When did she borrow the money from you?
She borrowed the money on January 14th.
So she borrowed the money after you had had conversations with her about her performance, her
Yes.
work performance. Was she scheduled to be out of work for any period of time?
Yes, she took 2 weeks off.
And there is no issue as to whether Ms. Herzog loaned you the money?
Correct.
Well, now I'll hear your defense.
Okay. In January, I gave my 2 weeks after I came back to work on Monday. Tuesday night, I had called her and I told her I was going to stay with my sister, and she got angry at me and told me that I had to stay at her house.
Well, was it your usual routine to stay at her, to sleep at her house? Or
Yes, I was a live-in nanny, so I stayed at her house.
So why were you going to stay at your sister's house?
It was, she expected me to hang out with her and spend time with her at night when I was off duty. And I didn't think that I should have to stay at her house when I was paying her rent or spend time with her family if I didn't want to.
So what did you do?
We got in a big argument, and I told her that if I wanted to stay with my sister, that I could. And she got angry at me and then started accusing me of things with the boys, of not caring for them the way I should, and that I loved my nephew more and all this stuff that wasn't true. And we ended up getting a fight, and on Wednesday I couldn't handle anymore, and so when she was at work, I moved out.
When you moved out on Wednesday, how did you intend to repay the $1,000?
I was going to make payments from, I gave her a 2 weeks notice, and I was going to be able to get a job within that 2 weeks and pay her back. But 2 days later, she fired me. I tried to get unemployment, and she's fighting me on that. She's trying to do anything she can to ruin my life.
How are you supporting yourself?
Right now, I finally started to get unemployment from the state.
Go ahead. Let me hear what happened between Wednesday and Friday.
On Wednesday, I come home, and everything was moved out of the house.
And she quit?
And she quit. And she had my kids the whole day that she had done this.
Fine. She quit.
Yes,
Did she work for you on Thursday and Friday?
Yes. I didn't have anything else I could do at that point.
Okay. What did you say to her on Thursday and Friday?
I told her that I didn't understand why she would do something like she had done, move out of our home like that,
quit. We had done everything to help her. It really hurt. It hurt to help someone so much and not...
Did you fire her on Friday?
I did not fire her. I rendered her services at that point. I
What
couldn't
happened?
trust her in my home.
So you fired her? You let her go? Tell me what you did.
I just came home and I gave her money that she had worked and let her know that at that point on I did not want her watching my children.
Well, I would probably do the same thing. If somebody moved out of my house after almost a year working for me without notifying me, moved stuff out during the course of the day when you're supposed to be watching her children, I would probably terminate your services too. In any event, you should have let her quit. She wouldn't have collected unemployment.
I'm fighting it.
Well,
she didn't appear
the
to
truth-
be a peer hearing last week, so...
The truth of the matter is, she quit on Wednesday, and she owes you the money. You took $60 out of
Yes, I did.
the first paycheck, the
Yes, I
last
did.
paycheck you gave her, so she owes you $940. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $940. That's all.
Party documents may step out in the matter of Schultz versus Loeffler.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Schultz, you and your wife were at a party, some sort of a gathering, with the defendant and his wife.
Right, and another couple also.
And it is your claim, at some point during the evening, the defendant assaulted you and cracked your tooth. You want to be compensated. You want your dental bills paid. Mr. Loeffler says that you were actually the aggressor. He acted in self-defense. Tell me when this party was.
It was March 18th, 07.
And where was the party?
Me and my wife Ashley were invited to go out to eat with his witness Stephen over there and his wife to go out to eat to dinner.
The six of you?
No, originally it was only the four. It was me, Ashley, and Stephen and his
you
wife.
and your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Who were friends? Who knew each other?
Ashley knows his wife from school.
Okay, great.
So they invited us to go out to dinner. We met at their house. We went from their house to Portugal in Long Beach. While we were there for a while, Travis and his wife met us there.
And had you known Travis before?
No, I haven't.
You never met
I met him maybe one other time.
Okay.
At a
But you weren't
barbecue.
friends?
No, we're not friends.
Had it been prearranged that you were going to meet for dinner, or was it just by accident that
yeah,
you
he
met?
just called up and...
Who called you?
I called Stephen and his wife on that day, and we were free, and we wanted to hook up and see each other and hang out.
So that he invited you to come along. Then there were six of you having dinner.
There were six.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we had dinner. A few people had something to drink. I had a drink. Travis had more than a few drinks. We hung out, ate dinner. We went on a boat ride in Portugal toward the Long Beach port. After that, we decided to head back to Stephen and Rosalie's house.
That would be your house.
Yes, ma'am.
So me and Ashley got in our car, and we proceeded there. We got there, and when we got there, Rosalie had shown up without Stephen. So I decided that I would get...
Your wife came without you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you?
I was still down at Portugal.
Doing what? Stand up. Stand up, and before you answer my questions, take your hands out of your pockets. I want to explain to you that if you give me the honest answer the first time, we won't have to embarrass you. Do you understand? Why did you stay in ports of call?
Me and my wife had gotten in a bickerment, and she went ahead and went on.
An argument.
An argument. And she went ahead and drove on while I walked, and we cooled things down, and I ended up just walking home.
So you were not there, just your wife, correct?
At that moment, yeah.
Now you can sit down. If I need you again, I will holler.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he wasn't there, so I decided to get into my car and go pick him up because he didn't have a ride. Okay, I drove to Portugal. I couldn't find him. On my way back from Portugal, I got pulled over for illegal window tint, got a ticket, so it took me a little bit to get back. When I arrived back at Stephen's house, he was there. Upon that, Stephen and Rosalie were arguing. We were all inside the
That's
house.
Stephen, so Stephen and Rosalie are arguing.
They were arguing, right.
Raise
And then-
your hand, Stephen, so that everybody knows who we're talking about. I didn't say which hand. You could raise both hands. Perfect. Stephen was fighting with Rosalie.
Rosalie, right, correct. We were all in the house at that time. Travis and Rosalie began to argue.
Travis,
Travis, and,
that would be you, and his wife
correct.
started to argue.
They had words across. I don't know exactly what it's about, but they were arguing amongst each other. Rosalie had asked Travis to please get out of the house because it was her house and she'll do what she wants, you know. And so me, Stephen, Travis, Shay had all gone outside at this point.
You, Stephen,
Travis, and Shay, Travis's wife.
that would be you.
We had all gone outside at this point because Rosalie was mad, yelling.
That everybody should get out.
Everyone should get out.
Of
right.
her house.
Out of her house, correct. So we went outside. Travis and Rosalie were having words across from each other. Stephen was trying to calm Travis down.
Steve, why were you involved in their business? Why were you involved in their business? Don't
Rosalie had started arguing with me, trying to get me and his wife involved with their business.
Didn't she tell you to leave?
She did after there was already words.
Well, I understand that, but after there was words, she told you to leave.
She told us to leave. We started leaving, and we had actually got out past the front gate before they had got out of that house.
Fine, go ahead.
Okay, we ended up out front. Steven was trying to calm Travis down because they were arguing, and they started to get a little loud. So I tried to intervene and tell Steven and Travis, you know, we calm down. We're yelling. We're outside. It's 10 o'clock at night or whatever time it was, and I couldn't get any.
You weren't involved in the argument.
I wasn't involved in the argument. I couldn't get a word in across trying to calm both of them down because they were yelling at each other. So I gave up and I started to head towards my car, which happened to be in between Steven and Travis. And as I walked through, he struck me right here on the back side of my jaw. And I asked him why he hit me, and he didn't have a reason. He said I came at him.
Go ahead, now I'm listening.
Okay, so they were getting in the argument. My wife said, okay, it's time, let's go. So we start walking out the front door. We get to the gate. We start walking towards our car. I forget we had brought food over. So I turn around and take it back.
Why?
To get it and take it home with us because we hadn't eaten dinner.
I thought you had dinner at the
no,
restaurant.
we ate. That was earlier in the day. That was around 1 or 2.
Well, so you mean that you weren't out for dinner, you were out for lunch.
Yeah.
And then you took a boat ride.
Right.
And then you were fighting and everything, and then you forgot your food inside.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I turn around to go back for the food, and as I'm going back, I see him pushing his wife out the front door, down the steps, onto the ground. I say, hey, what are you doing? At that point, he turns towards me and starts yelling at me and obscenities, and I don't got a problem, just don't do that, you know? Don't push your wife down on the ground. And at that point, he's about 5 feet from me, still yelling in my face.
And where is his wife?
His wife is back at the front porch where he left her after pushing her down.
You mean he pushed her down and she fell on the ground?
She fell on the ground.
Go ahead.
Repeatedly. My wife was standing behind me when he was standing in front of me. At that point, he comes at me like this. I took it as a threat, and that's when I swung on him.
That's when you clocked him?
That's when I clocked him.
Okay. Stand up. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, don't look down. Look at me.
Yes.
I have a few questions, Ms. Schultz. How long have you and the plaintiff been married?
2 years.
You have children?
No, we do not.
You live alone with him?
No, we live with my grandmother.
How long have you lived with your grandmother?
I lived with her about approximately 2.5 years, and he moved in 2 years ago.
Why did you move in with your grandmother?
To go to school.
Have the police ever been called to your house?
No, they have not.
Police ever been called to your school?
No, they have not.
Did you ever make a complaint with the police regarding domestic violence?
No, I have not.
Tell me what happened on the 18th of March.
Well, Rosalie and Steven were arguing, and then Rosalie and Travis began to argue. I don't know what about, and she told everyone to get out. I actually stayed in the home with Rosalie to calm her down and put her kids to sleep. At that point, I don't know what happened exactly. I was not witness to Travis hitting Josh or any of the argument outside.
You remained in the house?
Yes.
You did not go outside?
I did not, no.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Hey, we don't argue with me. Nobody argues with me. Sometimes I let Bird argue with me. Certainly not you.
And later today.
When I found out that it was running well, I know these Jeeps go for $2,000.
How come it was running well? What do you think? You think that the Jeep Fairy came down and fixed it?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joshua Schultz claims Travis Loeffler sucker punched him during a night of drinking. Travis says Joshua was the aggressor.
After your husband was punched, did you leave with him?
Yes.
Tell me how that came about that you left with him.
I was on the back patio having a cigarette, and he came up behind the back and told me, Travis just hit me, we need to leave.
Where was Rosalie?
Rosalie, I believe, was still with me having a cigarette.
Where's your wife now?
She's at work.
At work where?
Animal control and care in Castaic.
What's her phone number?
310-4.
Is that her cell phone or her office phone?
Her cell phone.
Is this Rosalie Doyle? Rosalie Doyle, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. How are you? Very well, thank you. I have a couple of questions to ask you. I'm sure that you know that your husband is here with regard to a case that happened back in March. Okay. And I have a couple of questions to ask you on some information that I need some assistance on, some clearing up, okay? after you spent the afternoon and the evening, you took a boat ride, you and your husband had an argument, is that right? And you left him at the location where you had been drinking, whatever. Okay. Can you tell me what the argument was about, Rosalie? Mm-hmm. Mrs. Schultz, who was also there that evening, she was at your house. Do you smoke? Yes, and so does Mrs. Schultz, is that right? She stayed in the house after other people got into an argument. She stayed with you, is that right? Okay, and then you went outside with her and were having a cigarette? Go, relax. And it was at that point that her husband came around and told you that he wanted to leave, that he had been struck? Okay. Rosalie, you are a doll. Thanks a million. Thank you, too. Bye-bye. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You too.
Not me.
Oh, you too, because I
Not
just
even.
spoke to Rosalie.
That's
And
good.
Rosalie tells me the following story. The reason you had an argument with your wife, sir, is because you were acting like a fool around people who had children. And you were on a couple of rides and your pants had fallen down so that your behind was exposed. And your wife said to you, pick up, does that sound familiar to you?
Mm-hmm.
Your wife said to you, pick up your pants, you're not supposed to walk around in front of children with your butt exposed. And then you called her a name. That's when she left you in the parking lot so that you could cool off. There is no question that Rosalie said to me that Mrs. Schultz was in the house with her, helping to put the kids down to bed. They had put the children down to bed. They were both on the back porch having a cigarette because both of them smoke. And she said that's when her husband came in and said, I'm getting out of here because I'm not going back to prison for anybody.
Right.
And that is when they left and you rushed them, according to Rosalie. So, what were your dental bills, sir?
Let me get it for you, Judge.
You know, the only sober witness here was
Hey,
her.
listen to me. You think I'm going to ask her any questions? All I had to
No, 'cause
find
they were
out
all
was
drunk.
whether he was telling me a lie, and if he was telling me
he
a
wasn't out
lie,
there during
and
the
if he
incident.
was telling me a lie, then so were you.
Obviously.
Absolutely, because you brought him.
Obviously. I didn't bring
Absolutely.
him.
He's
You
not
guys
sitting over
called
there.
him.
Hey, we don't argue with me. Nobody argues with me. Sometimes I let Bird argue with me. Certainly not you.
That's
okay.
1,400 and how much?
9603.
Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He comes rushing me like this. That's it.
Oh, I'm not the type to just get hit like that.
I told him to stop pushing his wife around.
But I have a record, and I was on parole at the time, and I would have went to prison.
And he turned his aggression toward me.
If I would have assaulted him.
And that's what happened.
Don't hang out with drunken idiots.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Butler versus Spear. Step forward.
Pamela Butler is suing the father of her child, Stephen Pat Spear, for money owed on a Jeep that she sold him. Pat says the vehicle turned out to be a piece of junk.
Where do you live, Miss Butler?
Hartford, North Carolina.
And where do you live, Mr. Spear?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Do you really love each other?
No.
No.
Huh?
No.
No.
Do you really have a need to see each other?
Yes, I have his son.
Not
Same,
just
yeah.
the son, but you really have a need to see each other? I ask you that question because this case, to me, is such nonsense that other than the fact that you really wanted to see each other, you would not have traveled from North Carolina and you from Virginia, other than the fact that you really have a burning desire to spend a little time together.
We haven't seen each other since
Well,
we were here.
maybe that's the reason. Because this is what this ridiculousness is about. Ridiculous to me, maybe not to you, but certainly to me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Please try not to talk over me because,
yes,
you know,
ma'am.
I really control the audio here.
I understand that.
Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah.
So try not to talk over me. It's just irritating.
His life story is both amazing and inspirational. From a childhood marked by poverty, violence, and abuse, he has shown the world these issues do not have to define who you are. As a successful broker, he has dedicated his life to helping those less fortunate. Join Global Maritimes as Chris Gardner brings his message of hope to the Black Business Summit.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Pamela Butler claims the father of her child, Stephen Pat Spear, owes for a Jeep she sold him. Pat says the vehicle kept breaking down, so he's not paying.
You have a child together, and a while ago, you had an old car that you were going to have towed away as junk, according to you. Mr. Spear was talking to you on the phone, and he said, you know what? Instead of towing it away as junk, I'll take it. You know, I could use it.
Well, she offered it to him.
Or she offered it, whatever. And according to you, you said, fine, I'll sell it to you for $450. He came and he took the car. He didn't pay you. So you're suing him for $450 that you said you agreed to sell him this piece of junk because you were just going to junk it. You were going to tow it. That's according to you. I read this very carefully. Okay? Now, Mr. Spear says that when you discussed this whole car nonsense, he said, I don't feel comfortable about taking this car from you for nothing. I'll give you $300 for it, which suggests to me that you really still carry a torch for her. Because another normal person would say, well, if you're going to give it away for nothing and you're going to junk it, I'll come and take it off your hands. You won't have to pay for towing. That sound right to you?
Sounds absolutely right.
Instead, this is the only non-custodial parent that I know who says, let me give you more money. I don't know many of those people. In any event, he didn't give you the $450, and he didn't give you the $300. He says he didn't give you the $300 because he put more money into the car than $300, so it's worth only what he put into it, and he's not giving you any money. That's your defense.
Essentially, yeah.
What do you want me to do? Explain to me what you want me
Okay, when
to do.
I offered it to him for free, it was just in passing because I was selling it, and the man that looked at it, it wasn't running that well. And so he said no, he didn't want it. So I went out and looked at it, and it was a vacuum hose that was leaking, not the head, what me and the neighbor kind of thought. So when I replaced the vacuum hose, it ran fine.
You told me in your complaint you were going to have it towed.
Okay.
In November 2006, I called Pat and told him that I was thinking of getting my 1995 Jeep towed away because it was of no use to me.
Okay.
That's what you wrote.
That's when I thought the head was cracked.
That's not what it says here.
Okay.
So, suggest to me that you two people really wanted to have a dinner together.
No, we're not even going to see each other while we're here.
No.
All right, so how much do you want to pay for the car, sir?
Well, I put so much into it.
I don't care whether you put so much into it. That's your problem. Did you tell her that you would give her
$300, but, you know,
you
when she
offered her
upped it-
$300, and did you give her the $300?
No, I didn't.
Well, you have to.
No, I didn't. I mean, she upped it when
Your
I
Honor,
was
I
in the
upped
middle of
it.
the road, and like, you know, I had no choice to offer to say, okay, I'll pay the $500. But I said, as
What
long as it
500?
doesn't
We're
break
not even
down.
talking about 500.
Well,
She said
450, the 450. And I said,
You know,
but
you're
as
looking at
long
me,
as it
you're
doesn't
making it
break
up as you're
down.
going along.
No,
No,
he
ma'am.
bought a battery for it, and I took off the price
Oh,
for the battery. Your Honor, when I found out that it was running well, I know these Jeeps go for $2,000. I brought proof of it.
I don't care. How come it was running well? What do you think? You think that the Jeep Fairy came down and fixed it?
I think I fixed it with the vacuum hose.
Then you should have sold it to somebody for $2,000.
Well, I wanted to help him. He didn't have a car at the time, and I wanted to help him because he is the father of my son. And I wanted him to have transportation to come pick up his son halfway. I wanted him to keep his job so he can pay child support.
So?
So?
Well, then I ended up essentially losing my job because it broke down on me so often, and I had to call into work so many times. And
Why didn't you sue her? Why didn't you counterclaim, sir? Should have counterclaimed.
Because he's the mother of my child. I didn't want to cause more trouble for her.
Mr.
I wish I
Spear,
had took it for free in the first place.
Please try not to talk over me because,
yes,
you know,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you know, I really control the audio here.
I understand that.
Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah.
So try not to talk over me.
Yes,
It's just irritating. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you in a family dispute? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Now, I was being facetious when I said, why don't you sue her for losing your job because your car didn't run well? How old are you?
40.
You should have a car that runs well.
Yes, ma'am.
You should, at the age of 40, have finally figured out what you're going to do with your life so that you can have a car that runs. Sir, that's not her fault.
Well,
so if
I
you keep
stopped
losing your
doing-
job because you don't have a car that works, that is your fault. It's not Bird's fault. It's not my fault. It's not her fault. It's not these good people's faults.
He thinks it's
your
my
fault. Okay. So how much did you agree ultimately to pay her for the car, Mr. Spear?
Well,
Look at me. over
ultimately,
here.
$500, and then, like she said, she took the $50 off for the battery.
Good. So
It was
that's what
rated
you're
to
going to pay her.
$450.
Thank you very much. You make my life easy. Go out and have a nice dinner. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $450.
This is Caravan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Saban, how old are you?
I'm 22.
The defendant is your mother, your biological mother.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, when you were 11 or 12, your father died.
Yes.
For a period of time shortly after he died, you went to live with your mother.
No, I lived with my sister. I didn't know my mother then.
How old were you when you went to live with your mother?
12.
So it was within a year or so of his death that you went to live with her. And you lived with her for how long?
3 years.
And the portion of your father's estate that was bequeathed to you was about $4,100.
Yes.
That money was turned over to your mother.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mother spent that money instead of holding it in trust for you.
Yes.
And you want it back.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of your father's will or any directions from the court with regard to what that money was to be used for?
Yes, I do.
Because it is your mother's defense that she spent that money on supporting you for the 3 or so years that you lived with her.
Right.
Now, in order for me to put this in chronological order, your father passed away, and for a period of time, short period of time, you lived with a sister.
Yes.
And then you went to live with your mother. How did that come about?
I believe my sister contacted my mother. She left when I was 4, and I didn't see her again until I was 12. My 8th grade year, I went and moved in with her.
But you didn't stay with her?
No.
Why?
Couldn't stand her. I mean, in all honesty, I had a lot of hate and resentment towards her for leaving and not seeing her for 7 years.
That was hard to get over.
Yes, it was.
Now, who did you go to live with after you left your mother?
My stepmother.
And you lived with her until you were how old?
17, and then I joined the Navy.
Did you try to contact your mother when you turned 18 so that you could get this money?
Deborah Caravan sent my stepmother a letter stating why she wasn't going to give me the money 3 weeks before my 18th birthday.
May I see it, please? Would you just show this to the defendant, please, and just want to make sure that she acknowledges that that's a letter that she sent.
Okay.
That is a letter that you sent. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And to date, you have received no money.
Right, correct.
Okay. Ms. Caravan, according to this letter that you sent, you indicate that as for her money, $20 a week at 52 weeks times 3 years, and I assume that $20 a week was for allowance.
Mm-hmm.
That equaled $3,120. Then you say she stole $200 from your purse. Is that what you claim?
Mm-hmm.
You end by saying, I haven't, but I could, and will dig out the old credit card bills and find well over $400 spent on unnecessary items like jewelry, perfume, and such. I assume that you spent for your daughter when she was living with you, which brings you up to the $4,100 that was given to you by check. From whom did you receive this check?
It was from their attorney. They sold her father's house. I received the check, and I spent it. Yes, I did.
I have a few questions. You did not see your daughter, who was living with her father from the age of 4 to the age of 12.
Yes, ma'am.
How much support did you pay to her father for her from the age of 4 till the age of 12?
Nothing.
Why not?
When I left, I was suggested to leave. It was a rather abusive relationship.
You mean your 4-year-old daughter abused you?
No, her father.
What did that have to do with your daughter?
Well, he asked me to leave, sign over custody and leave, and I did.
Well, just because you sign over custody of the child doesn't mean that you were absolved from supporting that child.
No, but I tried to stay hidden from her father. I didn't want him to know where I was.
How long did she live with her sister before she came to live with you?
3 months, I believe. And
is that about right?
No, it was a year.
Was it a year?
Yes.
Now, during that year's period of time that she lived with her sister, how much money did you send to her sister for her support?
Nothing.
Well, you weren't afraid of her sister, were you?
No.
So why didn't you send her sister any support?
They weren't. Either one of them at the time were wanting to speak with me, to talk with me. I had to end up getting an attorney to file for custody for Sandy. And I just didn't send him any money.
Your Honor?
Yeah, go ahead.
I also have a statement from Social Security, the benefits that she received from me while I was living with her.
May I see them, please? Were you paid Social Security benefits, death benefits, while your daughter was living with you?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you working at the time?
I was working for the city of Charlotte in Missouri.
What were you doing for them?
Court clerk.
Who else was living with you at the time?
My son.
Do you get support for that child?
No.
So it was your income and your daughter's survivor's benefits, plus her money. Then there came a time when your daughter left your house when she was 15, and she went to live with her stepmother.
Correct.
You weren't afraid of her stepmother, were you?
No.
Did you pay support for your daughter when she went to live with her stepmother?
No.
Well, Miss Caravan, it seems to me as if as a parent, you've had pretty much of a free ride with regard to your daughter's support. And to top that all off, you took her father's inheritance, which was to be held in trust for her, and you used it.
On her?
I don't care what you used it on.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Sabin says her estranged mother, Deborah Caravan, stole her trust fund. Deborah says she spent the money supporting Sandra.
I don't care what you used it on. You were getting death benefits for the child.
$198 a month. I mean, it costs more than $200 a month to raise a child.
Well, how would you know that? You hadn't supported her, ever.
That's true.
So it would seem to me, since you had gotten a free ride all of her life, that you would spend the money that you receive as a court clerk to support your two children. And whatever money she had that she had inherited from her father is put away for her in trust, as indicated by the trust document that it was to be held in trust for her, not used by you, given to you as custodian, and shall be maintained in an Illinois institution until the child celebrates her 18th birthday as required by law. So what gave you the right to use this money for anything?
I just figured if I was using it on her, I didn't use it on myself.
Well, did you say to her, Miss Caravan, when you were giving her her $20 a week allowance, which you claim you gave her, I'm giving you this allowance, but it is coming out of your money? Did you say that to her?
No.
Did you say, if you want to buy this bottle of perfume, I'll give you money for it, but it's coming out of your money?
No, I did not.
You did not. And you have absolutely no proof of what you spent money on for this child?
Of course not. I haven't saved receipts for 7 years.
Doesn't really matter. Quite frankly, I think that the fact that you had enjoyed, as a parent, a free ride, and you went and fought for custody of her. According to you, you had to hire a lawyer and fight for custody, which means you wanted to be a parent. You hadn't been a parent for years. You figured maybe you could set the record straight. You got custody because you were the biological parent. Seemed to me that along with that comes responsibility, financial responsibility. There's no question, Ms. Sabin, that if this money, this $4,100, had been put in a trust account as was required by law, the aggregate amount of that after all of these years would have been well in excess of the $5,000 that you are suing for.
Yes, ma'am.
And you still don't speak to your mother?
No, I don't.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad it's all over with.
I spent it on Sandy. I didn't go out and buy anything for myself.
I never had to speak to her again.
And now the next case.
All parties on Bishop versus Quast. Step forward, please.
34-year-old former bartender Becky Bishop is suing her former employer, 43-year-old bar owner Greg Quast, for the unpaid balance on karaoke discs.
Miss Bishop, you are employed at the defendant's bar. According to your complaint, had somewhat of a relationship with the defendant. You would purchase a series of karaoke discs that I assume would be used at the bar. Correct. You would buy them on your credit card. The defendant would reimburse you for those discs when he got them. Then you say he fired you and he still owes you money for the last batch of discs.
Correct.
Okay. When did you start working for him?
I worked for Greg from June of 2000 until June of 2001. I just worked for him one night a week.
When did you start to purchase these discs?
The first one that I ordered was August 4th of 2000. There were a total of 26 CDs ordered at a value of $1,125.95.
Okay. Now, you ordered the first batch and he paid you?
Well, it was an ongoing thing. I had asked him to make payments to me once a month when I would pay my credit card. Also during that time, he had borrowed a total of $2,000 in rent money. He had borrowed it 4 different times.
Not true, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Well, she's not suing for that, so evidently you paid it back.
Right. But at the times that he was paying the $500 back, he didn't make monthly payments on the CDs.
Did you borrow $2,000 from her over the course of...
No, Your Honor, it's $1,500.
$1,500? You borrowed that?
Yes.
And you paid it back?
Yes.
So you were having some financial difficulty? I mean, you own this bar, is that right?
No, not really financial difficulty. At the time, I would have rent due, and I'd be waiting for a weekend, so I'd borrow the money, which Becky offered to loan.
Well, if you didn't need it, you wouldn't have taken it. So when I said you had some financial difficulties, the answer is yes.
Yes.
You have any records of the purchases of these tapes and how much you paid towards them?
I have invoices for them, not with me because the invoices are here in the complaint. But
do you have the checks of the money that you gave her?
I would not give her a check. I would pay her in cash.
Did you get a receipt?
No, I did not.
Well, your defense is that you do owe her some money, $150 for the last batch of tapes that she purchased. You say in your answer that why would she continue to purchase these tapes if I hadn't been paying her all along?
Correct.
And in addition to that, you want a ring back that you had given her that's of some sentimental value to you.
Correct.
How much in total did he pay you back towards these karaoke tapes?
Well, he paid all but $600, so it would have been $525.
Now, how do you know that he only paid $525?
Because I, at the time, had just a plain index card. Greg and I were very good friends, and there was a lot of trust involved in this. I had it just written down on an index card, and at the time that we stopped talking then, he was telling everyone that he didn't know me as much as I was claiming. I know from experience with him, if he says I'm not getting it back, I'm not getting it back. And so I just dropped it. Then in September, I received a credit card statement where he had used my credit card to purchase another CD.
Did you do that?
That's not true. No, that is not true.
Well, let me see that he did that.
I have a...
Can I see it, please?
These are all the invoices where you can see my name and address. And then this is the one with his.
Were you fired?
Yes.
In June of this year?
Somewhere around June.
Would you show this to the defendant, please?
Yes, I have a copy of that, Your Honor.
And what you're telling me is that you did not order that CD?
No. I ordered that CD, but the situation behind it was she had ordered a CD that was a wrong number. I called this company that we ordered them from. They said the only way we can do this is we can send you the CD you want on her credit card, and when you send back the one that was wrong, we will recredit her credit card. That was the only way they would do that.
Yeah, but you didn't get another credit on a credit card.
No, I sent back the one that was sent. She should got a credit on her credit card.
I got the credit on my credit card.
Exactly.
After I called and said, what is this? I haven't ordered from you since June. They said, no, Greg called and ordered it, and you can see how it's in his name and address now.
If you knew that you still owed her money, which you acknowledge.
That was part of the amount of money I owed her, that tape.
No, that
But you hadn't paid her the money. You ordered this in September.
Correct.
You know what's correct. Well, why hadn't you paid her the money that you owed her?
Because I was waiting for my ring. I told her, give me my ring, and I'll pay you the money.
Let's go to the ring. Tell me about the ring. You tell me about the ring.
The ring was a ring of my father's. It has no probably value except for sentimental value for me.
Okay.
I gave her that ring in lieu of the payment.
Explain it. No, tell me when that happened.
This happened sometime in probably early September.
Of what year?
Of this year.
Now, you fired her in June of 2001.
Correct.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding you giving her the ring in September, some 3 months later.
When I fired her at that time on her piece of paper, which I'm sure she probably don't have today, I owed her $250.
Yes?
She followed me home from my bar one night after she was barred. She said she wanted some more money. I gave her another $100, but she really wanted to talk about a relationship with me, and she would not leave my house. So I gave her another $100. I seen her out at another place one night. She was telling everybody how much I owed her. So I said, here, you take this ring. You know it means a lot to me, and I'll pay you your $150. She didn't want the $150. She wanted $600. So that's why she would not give me back the ring.
Tell me how you got the ring.
Okay. I did run into Greg downtown. He came back to my home, and...
That's not true.
And he left this ring there. This is the first I've heard that this was in lieu of payment. I wouldn't accept a quarter for this ring, let alone $150, okay? He called me the next day, asked me if it was at my home. I said yes. That evening, a person who does not want he and I to even be friends found out he was at my home, and that's the last time we have really spoken to each other.
What kind of metal is this? Would you take a look and see? I mean, I wouldn't even bite into it, I'd be afraid.
My guess would be fool's gold.
So, this is a perfect match. Give it to him.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Look, Miss Bishop.
Yes.
I believe that he owes you some money. I don't believe he owes you $600. Because you just said to me, I wouldn't accept the ring for $150. Isn't that what you just said to me?
Well, that's what he said it was
No.
worth.
You just said, I wouldn't accept the ring for $150.
Isn't that what he said he owes me?
That's what he says he owes you, but certainly that's not what you claim that he owes you, and you have no records of what he owes you.
I understand.
Did he ever give you a cash payment of $100 after he fired you?
Yes, he did.
He did. So that everything, pretty much what he says, is accurate. I'm not exactly sure about the ring. The ring certainly isn't worth 150 cents. In any event, I think that in all probability, somewhere in the middle of this $150 and $600 is pretty much what he owes you. Very, very hard for me to figure out what it is because neither of you keep receipts. You said you kept a card, an index card, of every payment that he paid you, but you don't have the card.
Correct.
Why not?
Because I knew I was never going to get my money back.
So what did you do with the card?
I threw it away.
And then you decided to sue him.
When he used my credit card, correct.
$38.45.
Right.
Right, so that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes,
The $600 didn't do it for you, but the $38
I
did.
don't
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. Somewhere in the middle. You got your $100, that gives you $350. I don't think he owes you any more than that. That's all.
Parties are excused. Case number 18 on the calendar in the matter of Weiss versus Sellers. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Weiss, you and Mr. Sellers were engaged to be married. You are no longer engaged. You are no longer involved. You claim he owes you some money.
Yes.
Mr. Sellers says he owes you absolutely nothing. And if you think he owes you some money, sell the engagement ring. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. When did you become engaged?
In December of 2004.
Just in my own curiosity, when did you buy her the ring?
In December.
What kind of a ring did you buy her?
Engagement ring.
Cheap one.
Well, let me see it.
You want to see it?
Wearing it, I wouldn't.
Little ring.
What?
Can I have a tissue, please?
Why, who's chewing gum? Both of them?
You gonna give me a piece of tissue or what? Thank you. You got gum? Cool. Hey. Here you are.
Thank you. Oh, that's a very sweet ring. Tell me about when he gave you the ring.
He proposed to me on Christmas and asked me to marry him. He just said, will you marry me? And just gave me the ring.
He handed you the box? When you opened it up, were you excited? Is not an answer.
No, I was not. I was hesitant and felt uncomfortable since he did it in front of his family. And I felt like I didn't have a choice of whether to say. Felt pressured to marry him.
Well, did you wear the ring on New Year's Eve?
I did.
Were you still with his family?
Yes.
Did you wear the ring until you broke up?
I took it off once I got home.
When did you get home?
I think it was January 4th.
When did you break up?
A couple weeks after. He wanted me to move with him to Oklahoma, drop out of school, and start a family with him, and work part-time for the rest of my life. And I decided that wasn't
That wouldn't have been very smart.
Yeah.
Mr. Sellers, for her to do that. How much did you pay for this ring?
$750.
You know he's entitled to the ring back, don't you?
Yes. He told me, I asked him, and he said I could keep it. But I think it's only fair if I give him his ring back, I get my money that he owes me.
Well, is that right?
Yes.
Hey! Look at this happy ending.
I know.
Well, so that would be wonderful, right? You wouldn't mind if you got back the ring and let's say you could sell it. She's claiming a loan, $300 loan because you went to Oklahoma. Is that where you live?
Yes.
It's her claim that this was a loan that she gave you to go to Oklahoma so that you could buy clothes and traveling expenses and that sort of thing. And you said, well, you went together. You both spent money.
Yes.
Is that right?
No.
He didn't spend any money?
No, he got kicked out of the Navy, so therefore he had no money.
because he was broke.
Well, where did he get the money for the ring?
That's from his old checks, like his previous checks, and he stopped getting paid once he got kicked out.
When did you get kicked out of the Navy?
December of '04.
How come?
Drug use.
Went AWOL.
Didn't like the Navy anymore?
Dishonorable.
Okay. Would you kindly give him back the ring? Now you have the ring. And you can sell it, right?
Yes.
Now, telephone.
Yes.
Let me hear about the telephone.
He didn't have any money. He said he needed a phone. I bought him a brand new phone. He said, I promise I will pay you back. I will pay for the bills once I get my feet on the ground and start getting a job in Oklahoma.
Did you get your feet on the ground?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
I had a part-time job.
So he never got his act together.
He did actually pay the bills for the first couple of months, but then stopped paying them.
And he canceled the service.
Yes, he changed, which also added a deactivation fee because he had to switch. He switched the telephone company.
How old are you, Miss Weiss?
19.
Who is this gentleman?
This is my father, and that's my classmate, Lorenzo.
I want you to consider yourself very, very fortunate. Because, you know, you could have actually moved to Oklahoma.
I
know. Working part-time, raising a whole mess of kids, no education. Got to look up and say, thank you, God. You were watching over me. All it cost you was a couple of $100.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you pay your own phone bill?
For a couple months.
What happened?
Well, I lost
Well
my
is not an
job.
answer, Mr. Sellers.
I lost my job and I couldn't pay for it, and I tried to pay half of it because it was up to $300, and I paid $150 of it. So I just never got around to pay the rest of it.
Well, you think that that's right, or you agreed to pay for it? Hmm?
It's not right.
Now you got the ring. You're going to sell the ring. How much do you owe her for the phone bill that you didn't pay?
I'm not really sure how much exactly.
Well, she's going to tell me.
$500.
What?
Over $500.
Really? Let me
Yes.
see.
I don't have the bills. I know.
Listen to me, my dear.
Yes.
You filed a complaint in which you say that you loaned him $300 that he used for these travel necessities, which I'm discounting. Put
Okay.
your hand down, sir. You can't help her. She's
Sorry,
got
Your
into
Honor.
this mess by herself. She's got to get out of it by herself. Maybe she'll learn a good lesson if she gets out of it by herself. So, you have to get the bills. You don't have the bills. How am I supposed to know? He doesn't know what the phone bill is, and you don't know what the phone bill is. That's the first thing that you know. You come to court, and you're supposed to have evidence. If you don't have evidence, I can't help you. Now, you changed phone carriers.
Yes.
Do you know that there's a penalty for that?
No, I did not know that.
He knew.
What was the fee for disconnecting the service?
$175.
Does that sound about right, Bird?
Sounds about right to me.
And I assume, again, you do not have any proof of that. What did you come here with other than your smile?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I really don't understand, Miss Weiss. You want to say something, sir? You're dying to say something, so stand up. I mean, you are the responsible person. You're the person who's been through life, who has certain life experiences. You know when you come to court, you come with...
Evidence, Your Honor.
So?
We attempted to get a copy of the phone bill because of the other party lived in Oklahoma. The phone bill came to Oklahoma and never came to our house in San Diego. There was a $405 balance on the phone and a $175 cancellation fee that Verizon's coming after us for. And we feel that the other party should pay for the phone because he used it.
I absolutely agree with you,
But
sir.
we don't have evidence.
It's the evidence. Now, how much do you believe you owe her on the telephone bill? I'm trying to be as fair to you, Miss Weiss, as I can. You're young, not too swift. How much do you think you owe, Mr. Sellers?
All of it.
How much?
600 and however much.
She didn't say it was $600, Mr. Sellers. I mean, it's absolutely impossible for me to fly blind. You said the phone bill was $500. He said, I owe all of it $600. I mean, it's stupid. It just changed. Take the ring out of your pocket. Then you put it in the other pocket. Dig deeper. Bird, would you give her back the ring, please? Just changed my mind. Now, Miss Weiss, this is what you're going to do. He got taken when he spent $700 for that ring, but there's no question in my mind that you could probably sell it for $3. So sell the ring. I'm going to give you $250 in addition to the ring to help defray the cost of this phone bill. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that fair, sir?
Yes.
Perfect. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's broke. No education, no job. Basically, what was there good about it?
We really don't talk to each other anymore.
He's stupid.
She agreed to it. It was her idea, too.
Don't be nice and don't help out someone when they're not going to help you out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Whitmer versus Griffin. Step forward, please.
28-year-old hairdresser Lori Whitmer is suing her ex-boyfriend, ambulance builder Dewan Griffin, for loans to pay his court fines and to reinstate his driver's license.
Miss Whitmer, it is your claim that Mr. Griffin owes you some money for court-related matters.
That is correct.
Mr. Griffin says that everything that you ever gave him, they were gifts.
Gifts.
Gave him, and there were no loans. There was never any intention to repay you, nor an agreement to repay you. When did you meet him?
December 2003 through some friends of mine at a party that we were having.
And when did you make the first loan?
Well, we were seeing each other up until September of 2004. We were still talking, you know, on an on-off basis, and then I got a call.
So you were casually seeing each other? You never lived together? There was never any discussion of marriage? It was just a casual relationship?
Yes.
Okay. September 2004.
I had gotten a call. He was locked up in jail.
For what?
For driving without a license.
You were locked up for driving without a license, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you locked up?
5 months.
Shh. Please. Mr. Griffin, that's impossible, sir.
It's not impossible. That's why I was there.
Well, why don't you tell me the story of how you got locked up for 5 months for driving without a license?
Well, I had warrants for tickets that I hadn't paid.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. So you had outstanding warrants for what kinds of tickets?
Driving without a license.
How many? Please. I don't want to have to say it again. Don't make my job any more difficult. How many times were you stopped for driving without a license, Mr. Griffin?
Maybe 3, 4.
You don't learn?
Yeah, I do learn. I have a driver's license now since I got out.
Well, how old were you the first time you got stopped for driving without a license?
19.
And why didn't you have a license?
Because they were suspended.
What was the reason your license was suspended?
Because I had a speeding ticket that I didn't pay.
All right. You see how we're going to get to this? You see how we're understanding each other now, Mr. Griffin? So you didn't spend 5 months in jail because you were stopped for driving with a suspended license, because they don't do that in this country. They do it, sir, if you get caught 5, 6, 7 times driving without a license, and you've got outstanding warrants for speeding tickets which you didn't pay, and outstanding warrants for the other driving while suspended that you didn't respond to, then eventually the criminal justice system has it up to here with you. And that's what happened, right?
Right.
Good. So you were an habitual person who flaunted the criminal justice system by not showing up, by not paying your fines, and by continuing to drive without a license.
I wasn't habitual.
Habitual means that you do it all the time, sir, and habitual is what you were.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why didn't you ask the mother of your children for the money?
Because she has my 2 sons. She needs whatever she already has.
Well, who does she take care of?
She was taking care of me.
Why would she want to take care of you, Mr. Griffin?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Whitmer says ex-boyfriend Dewan Griffin owes for loans to pay court fines after his 6th arrest for driving on a suspended license.
Now, how much did you put up for him to get out of jail?
$947.
That was bail?
No, he was in a work release base, so they were taking money out weekly towards those fines, and then this was towards like a one lump sum so that he can get his license back and to get out sooner.
Okay, now I want you to think back when you went to court, because you were picked up on warrants periodically, is that right?
I have been before.
And you remember going before the judge?
Yes.
And you remember telling the judge that you were going to come back to court, you weren't going to warrant anymore, right?
Yeah.
And you remember telling the judge that you wouldn't drive anymore with a suspended license?
Yes.
How many times did you tell that to judges when they picked you up?
Like I said, I've been there 3 or 4 times.
So each time you told that to the judge that you were going to report to court, and that was a lie, because you didn't, because you had warrants, right?
Right.
And you said that you would not drive with a suspended license. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you continued to drive with a suspended license, right?
Yep.
So you lied to the judge.
Yeah.
And when you lied to the judge, Mr. Griffin, you had previously raised your right hand and sworn to tell the truth. Is that right?
Right.
But you didn't tell the truth, right?
It wasn't intentional, but that's the way it worked out.
You mean somebody drugged you and put you behind the wheel of a car, Mr. Griffin?
No.
You mean at the time that you made the statements to the court, you intended to keep your promise?
Yes.
But some little men that play in your head, you know, they forced you to get behind the wheel of a car and break your promise.
I had to go to work. I had no other way to get there. I have kids to take care of.
You have children to take care of. Do you live with your children?
No.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
6 and 7.
And you pay child support, sir?
Yep.
How much child support do you pay?
$77 a week.
They take it out of your salary?
Yep.
When you were in jail for 5 months on work release, how much did they take out of your salary for child support?
They didn't, but...
Right. So for 5 months, your kids sort of went on hiatus.
No. I was out every day. I paid myself. I gave money to my children's mom.
How much did you give her?
Probably $2,000, $3,000.
You believe that?
I don't know.
Mr. Griffin, there is no question that Miss Whitmer bailed you out so that you could get out. And then she gave you some more money. How much more money did she give you, Mr. Griffin?
$600 maybe.
How much?
$390.
And what was that for, Miss Whitmer?
To help him reinstate his license.
And how did that come about that he needed another $390?
March 3rd, he came to my job. He was dropped off, and he asked me if I would drive him to go to this insurance company to reinstate it.
What did you go to her for?
She offered to pay it for me.
When had you called her to tell her you were coming, and could she make a gift to you of this $390? When had you called her?
She'd known for months that...
Don't tell me what she knew. I asked you when you called her, because you wouldn't have gone there, sir.
That morning.
Did he call you that morning?
I believe so that morning, but I didn't know he was coming to my job.
What did he say when he called you in the morning?
That he was wanting to go take his test and just the appointment times and stuff like that, but he didn't say he was being dropped off to go and reinstate it.
He didn't say anything about money?
Not that I recall, no.
When you got there, Mr. Griffin, to her job, she drove you to pay this money?
Yeah, but to say that I just came there and out of the blue sprung up, I need some money when we're at the insurance company, that's not the way it happened.
Well, tell me how it happened, Mr. Griffin.
She knew I didn't have all the money. I called her and told her.
What did you call her and tell her for?
Because she was willing to help me pay it.
No. Why did you call her and tell her?
Because I needed more money.
Why didn't you get another job?
Why didn't I get another job?
That was my question.
I didn't need another job.
You did need another job if you didn't have more money.
I didn't need another job because she was willing to pay for it.
Why didn't you ask the mother of your children for the money? She's closer to you. You made 2 babies with her.
Because she has my 2 sons, she needs whatever that she already has.
Well, who does she take care of?
She was taking care of me.
Why would she want to take care of you, Mr. Griffin?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Who do you live with?
I take care of my 2 sons and a sick mom of mine.
Just a second. You have 2 children?
2 boys.
How old are they?
5 and 2.
Mr. Griffin, are you a lowlife?
No way.
Yes, you are. Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Let me tell you why you're a lowlife. Because you just said to me, Mr. Griffin, the mother of my 2 children needs all the money that she can get because she takes care of my 2 children.
What's wrong
So
with that?
that's why I'm not calling her. Why do you think, sir, that this young lady who has 2 children needs money any less than the mother of your 2 children?
Because she was always willing to give it to me.
You're a lowlife.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
And a taker. And I don't see what she sees in you, sir. Certainly it's very well hidden to me. But you owe her $1,337 because she bailed you out. Next time, if you need money, Mr. Griffin, get another job. You're supposed to do the right thing, and you're not supposed to take advantage of people. Do I make myself clear, sir?
Sure.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I guess.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You folks have seats, please.
Well, I want to tell you, trying to figure out this case made me a little dizzy. So I'm going to test out the facts on Officer Byrd, see if he can get them from what I understand the facts are from your papers. You're Terry.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's Jillian?
Yeah.
According to what I understand, Jillian made the stupid mistake of bringing $6,000 in cash to school one day. Is that right, Jillian?
Yes.
You were going to buy a car?
Yeah.
Terry offered to give you a ride
Yeah, he told me he would take me
to school
no
and for the car.
to get the car.
And you go into school and you decide to leave the $6,000 in Terry's car.
Yeah.
You come out and find that from the $6,000, there's $4,800. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Terry says, I don't know where the money is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You go home, you tell your brother, and you probably tell your father and what happened. And you and your brother decide to go over to Terry's house to confront him about the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that when they came over to your house to confront Terry about taking her money, that he, the brother, Christopher, took a bat and bashed in
I didn't even
your,
bring a bash. Oh, sorry.
and bashed in your car.
It was my mother's car. I was the adult at the house at the time.
Bashed in the family car. They say that when they got there, Terry and somebody else came out and started to bang on their car. They want damages that it is alleged that you did to their car and their house. Do we understand that now?
I got everything you said.
Oh, God. That took me a while to figure out.
I'm glad I got the Reader's Digest version.
Now I'm going to start with you. Why would you bring $6,000 in cash to school?
Okay, because my mom was going out of town and she was going to buy me a car because I have a son and like my car didn't have air conditioner, and I was just excited to get it.
Just give me the Reader's Digest version, as Bird says.
Okay, so I went to the bank and just brought the money to school because he said he'd take me, so I left it in there so that because like people
In
go
where?
through into Terry's car
Where in the car?
under his seat because I drive his car to get lunch every day, so I was taking his car, and so I just put it under the seat in there because at school people go through your stuff, and I didn't want it taken at school. So
all right, now Terry, did she show you how much money was in the envelope?
I didn't find out that she placed the money in my car until after we ate lunch, and she had still had the keys.
ma'am, during third period, that's when I got to school because I don't have first two periods. When I got to school, I asked Terry, I'm like, Terry, I have $6,000 with me. I don't want to carry around. Can I please put it in your car?
Talk slower, please.
Sorry. So I asked him if I could put the money in his car. He gave me the keys. During third period, I went and put it in his car, and then I had the keys again until lunch. So he knew I put it in there way before lunch.
During third period, she was telling everybody, yeah, I'm going to go get my car today. I'm so happy. And she said, I'm looking for Dwayne, which is one of my friends and like her boyfriend. She said, I'm looking for Dwayne. I said, why are you looking for Dwayne? I need to hide my money in his car. I said, you can hide your money in my car if you want to. She said, no, that's okay.
No.
And about her saying I was going to take her to go get her car after school, I said that for a brief moment, and at the same time I said, oh wait, I have weight training after school, I can't do it. She was with Dwayne after school when she came to the weight room to ask us if she could look at my car, because Dwayne was taking her.
Ma'am, they weren't having weight training for a couple weeks, and then that was the first day they started having weight training again. He didn't even know till after his weight training class, which was like right before lunch. So he didn't even know till after lunch that he couldn't take me.
How many people did you take out for lunch?
There was 2 people in there. I was in the car the whole time. It was under my seat.
But there were 2 other people in the car. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so now you find that the money is missing. You go back home.
No.
Tell me what you did after you found the money missing.
He said he had weight training, so I went back to the school because he had weight training still, and I wanted to look in his car. And so, because Dwayne took me since he said he couldn't, and me and Dwayne went in there, and I asked him if I could go through his car, and he went through it before I did, you know. He's like, oh, no, it's not in here, and just locked his car.
So what did you do the next day?
We went to his house to ask him about the money, and he has my brother's amplifier. It's for a stereo.
Okay. Now you can tell me what happened when they came to your house the next day.
Okay, Your Honor. About 12:30 Saturday, there was like a loud bang on the door, and we all were like, what is that? And my brother's friend opened the door and said, it's Dylan and her brother, you know, they're mad. And they're screaming, all the neighbors are coming outside because we're standing at the door. I'm telling them, you need to go. Then I saw that he had a bat. And I said, you need to get out of here right now because you have a weapon, you know. And that's when they got mad. They left. They were calling us, and we're coming back with a gun.
No.
I mean, my witness, I have a neighbor here that lives right next door to us. She saw the whole thing. She was on the phone with the police. Then we started hearing a bam, bam, bam.
Now I'm shooting.
If you say another word.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so when I came outside, I saw the neighbors, a couple of neighbors outside, and they were all on their phones calling the police. And I saw my brothers at the end of the apartments chasing after them, and they, you know, they were in their cars.
I missed this.
They were like already, they were speeding off. And so, and then I looked around the corner, I saw the car, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I have the pictures here, and it's obvious it was beaten with a bat.
I'll take a look at the pictures. Now, what better grasp can you lend to this, Terry?
All right, my friend, I asked him to go get the door because he heard the beating at the door. He said, Terry, you need to come out there. I went out there, and Jillian was standing there with her brother. And the first thing he's, give us the money and give us the amp now. I'm like, so at that point I'm mad because first she's accusing me of stealing money. It's the second time I've heard it. First time it was just her mom talking to my sister. And we're mad. I'm like, get out of here. We ain't got your money, this and that. He said, yes, you do. Give us the money. And so he steps in my sister's face. So I get him out of my sister's face. I step in front of him.
How did you do that?
He was all in her face. My sister saw he had a bat. You guys need to get out of here. So I'm like, so he started getting in her face. That's when I stepped in front of her. And that's when he had a bat the whole time. I wasn't worried about it. I had my friends here. You guys need to
How did his hand get broken?
Yeah, explain that one.
Yeah, I will. So we were mad.
Just
but
a sec. All right. Shut up.
I know you're going to tell me that. All right.
Go ahead.
So everybody was cussing and exchanging words and snacks.
How did his hand get broken?
He says it happened. Well, you get to it.
You're the one with the grasp, Terry.
Right. It's all a story I was trying to lead to it. And so he left down the stairs. He was going downstairs with his sister. We closed the door and went back inside. And they're like, Terry, put your shoes on. And then, quash, quash. We hear windows getting busted. So we all run out the house. He's running with his bat, running away to his truck. She's running to her car. And me, my best friend James, and my brother Randall are running after him. Randall, the only one that even got close to him, and it was after he was already in the truck speeding away. My brother had a broomstick, a plastic one, and he just swung at hit the back of the truck, hit the cab part, and then that was it. He sped away. We were all mad. We didn't find out.
No idea.
We didn't find out. He said his hand was broken until the cop told us. If I was going to beat him up or something, he would have been real beat up.
Now, I want to know how this happened to the car.
It's my turn. Okay, we went up there. We asked for the amp and the money. They all come to the door. She's calling us white trash, all kinds of names. They come with a pool stick.
Who's they?
Him. He's the one that hit me. He hit me with the pool stick. He swung for me. I ducked, hit me in the hand, broke my hand. I mean, you can see it, right? So at that time, we're running away. I see something on the ground, like a piece of wood or something, because they live upstairs. It was downstairs. And I'm just trying to defend myself. I mean, I'm so angry right now, and then I just start swinging at their car. This happened after, the car happened after the fact that they broke my hand.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
It must have been painful for you,
It was painful. I mean, I should be suing them.
Just a minute. You didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
That must have been really painful to pick up
terrible.
a bat or a piece of wood after your hand is broken and swing the bat at least 10, 12 times in order to cause this kind of damage to the car. That must have been real painful.
It was only 4 times.
But when your
Four
adrenaline's
times
going?
that it was painful. Is that right?
It wasn't too bad.
Wasn't?
Not that bad.
Because your adrenaline's pumping and you don't pay attention to what's going on.
Really? Where did you get your medical license? I'd like to hear the witness. Who's the witness? Could you step up, please? Could you tell me your name?
Tiara Young.
Miss Young, you're a neighbor?
Yes.
So tell me about it.
At first, I just thought they were just an argument. I didn't get involved with the police until he called them several times. Then I heard Annalisa say, I know you don't have a bat. What are you going to do with the bat? So I didn't get involved until I heard bat. And then there was mention of I have something else for you, kind of as if he had a gun. So I called the police. It seemed like he was instigating the most. So I went downstairs to try to see the license plate number or what type of vehicle because I knew their physical description. I was watching through the blinds the whole time. That's when when I walked up, the first time, it didn't really sound like it was something hitting the car, kind of like the dumpsters right by our building, so it seemed like maybe somebody was just throwing trash in the bin. When I turned, that's when I saw him with the bat at the car. I did not try to stay to see him beat the car in anymore. He had already called them. I was just trying to get out.
How was that going to hurt you if I call you a name? And I didn't even call you the name.
No, I never said.
Hey!
Called me the name.
Stupid! Shut up! That's the third time I told you. Right?
I'm just trying to.
That's the third time I told you.
Whatever.
Not whatever. Is that your father?
Yeah.
Believe me, he's not pleased with you right now.
Not too.
Your Honor, he never directly called me.
You don't have to explain anything to me.
Okay.
You know, he's got mush in his brains.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You say, I'm filing a complaint. I want the person who assaulted me to be punished. I want them arrested. They assaulted me.
Well, I didn't do that.
That's what I would do. Somebody assaulted me and broke my hand.
Annalisa McDonald and her brother Terry claim their car was vandalized by Jillian Bortz and her brother Christopher.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Young. You have a counterclaim for damage to your car, your home, and the return of the money that was stolen. Let's get to the damages to your car and your home. Who wants to report on that?
I can.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had to file a police report with the school about the money, and they gave both of us a copy of it with both of our addresses on it. The same day that they gave him a copy of it, my house, it was just my dad was there. They threw a brick through our kitchen window.
Who did?
It was them. His friend James, his best friend James that he just told you about, his truck was identified there by 2 different people.
James?
Yeah, James.
Just a second.
Okay.
James? That's not him.
Yeah, but they identified them.
Who's they?
2 neighbors.
Are they here?
No, they're not.
What's next?
My dad knows more about what happened that night. Then my
Was
dad
your father
just
at
called me.
home?
Yeah, he was at home. It was 1 in the morning.
Mr. Bortz, is that your last name?
Yes.
Can you tell me what you saw?
I was asleep. I was awakened a loud banging noise. And a few minutes later, a neighbor had drove up in her house. You can see through the kitchen window. And I just glanced that way, and I see the kitchen windows broken out.
But you didn't see who vandalized your house?
No, I did not.
Did you see who vandalized your car?
No.
Did that happen on the same night?
This was the same, yes.
What happened to your car?
Same thing, large bricks or rocks thrown at it.
Was there any witness to that?
Yes.
Is that witness here?
No.
Have there been any arrests in that case?
I have no idea.
But you plan on pursuing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, about that same night, me and my brother were in our bed asleep at 2 in the morning. The cops came, asked us about it. Yeah, told us that there was a kitchen window broken in.
I wouldn't say anything if I were you right now.
Oh, but they cleared it.
I wouldn't say anything if I were you right now. That case may not be over. Jillian, so let's talk a little bit about your money. I don't know who took your money. I know that you don't put money in a car, in a school parking lot. Use the car, take people around for lunch, talk about the fact that you're going to buy a car, and then ask a court to make a determination that without any proof whatsoever, any direct proof, that somebody is responsible for that money being missing. The person who's responsible, the only person I know who's responsible for that money being missing is the person who was foolish enough to take it to school and to put it under the front seat of a car in a school parking lot. That's you. So I can't reward that with a judgment against Terry on your counterclaim because there isn't sufficient proof. The only thing I do know is that you and your brother is clearly a hothead, went to their house, and I may not necessarily fully believe these 2 people because they have a little bit of an axe to grind with this whole thing because they had the interaction with you, but I believe Miss Young. I believe her when she says there was nobody who was hitting you with bats and pool cues. I'm speaking before your brother smashed out the car, which he acknowledges that he did. If you hadn't put yourself in that position in the first place by going over there with your brother, we wouldn't be in this mess. Can I see an estimate for the damage to the car,
I have
please?
the estimate and the breakdown of the cost under it.
Now, I assume that on your side, the person who assaulted you, if you claim that you were assaulted and you broke your hand, you were assaulted with a deadly instrument, I assume that you filed a police report and insisted on an arrest. Is that right?
I did not.
Why not?
Because I was leaving the next day to go back home.
Tell her how
What difference does it make if you're assaulted?
I tried to go in, I live in Hawaii. I tried to go down there to the police station. They said, just take care of it here.
You have
They
to
said
take
they
care
can't.
of it
They
here.
said they can't do anything down there because it's in Hawaii. It's a different. It's separated from Vegas.
You go to the police and you
I
say,
did
I
go
was
to.
assaulted.
That's what I just told you. I went to the
I was
police
assaulted.
station.
I want to pursue the matter. You have a father. How old are you?
19.
You have a father. You say, I'm filing a complaint. I want the person who assaulted me to be punished. I want them arrested. They assaulted me.
Well, I didn't do that.
Well, that's what I would do. If somebody assaulted me and broke my hand. In any event, I'm dismissing your counterclaim. You did absolutely the wrong thing by going over there. Mr. Bortz, I don't know who it was that caused the vandalism to your house. I assume that you have an open complaint and that the police will follow up on that complaint. It's not an old complaint. So I assume that if they find after interviewing witnesses that this young man had anything to do with vandalizing your house, you will pursue that complaint, as well as pursuing the complaint with regard to your son's assault. I mean, I would be more worried about it if my son's hand was broken than if my window was broken in my kitchen. Right? Of course. As I said, I don't know who took the money, but you're going to get your deductible paid. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. The counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are Ms. Higgins. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Perdue.
Good morning.
Good morning. According to your complaint, sir, you gave the defendant rings pursuant to a relationship that the two of you were in.
Yes.
And she was living with you for a brief period of time, and you claimed that there was a promise that if the relationship did not turn out, she would give you the rings back. You claimed that the relationship did not work out, she left, and you don't have the rings.
Yes, ma'am.
The second part of your lawsuit is a claim for a small loan. I think it was $40-some-odd, in order to permit her to get a restraining order against a boyfriend of hers who was supposed to be an abusive boyfriend,
Yes, ma'am.
who she subsequently went back to.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want that money back.
Yes.
And Miss Higgins says that she did not have a relationship with you, that she was really nothing more than a housekeeper for you, a housekeeper/companion, that the rings were a gift. However, when you said you wanted them back, she went over to your house and threw them in your yard. Is that
Yes,
right?
Your Honor.
How long have you known her, Mr. Perdue?
Approximately 9 months.
Where did you meet her?
Met her in a bar. She was my buddy's girlfriend at the time. I met her. And before the night was over, she was sucking my fingers and everything, wanting to...
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Listen to me. I don't want you to get into anything that I don't have to hear
Well,
in order to make this lawsuit. Do you understand? There are certain things that I don't have to hear graphically. She was making advances towards you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Within a week, she broke up with this guy, and she called me and wanted me to move her out of there and move her into my house.
How did she get your home telephone number?
I was more than anxious. I mean, I was a willing party at the time.
Okay,
You
go
know,
ahead.
I was impressed with her, and she was a hot number in my book. But within a week, she'd moved into my house. I tried to, lead a normal life and everything, but she just didn't have it in her. 3 days or so, and she'd be gone all night. Then she'd come back in the morning, smelling like a billy goat, and I'd kick her out, and then the telephone calls would come back again, and we're back in another relationship again. This girl needs help. She doesn't have a job.
No, she doesn't need help. You need help.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Tell me about the rings, sir.
Okay, I'd bought the rings in 1987 for my
what?
wife,
Mm-hmm.
and she's deceased of 3 years. And because Liz always identified so much, she told me, she says, I feel so close to your wife and everything. I know. Yes, I give her my rings. And I told her at the time I gave them to her, because we had such a rocky relationship, we've been together and kicked her out several times. I've had the police drag her out from the door. Anyway, when I gave them to her, I says, because these rings mean so much to me, if this doesn't work out, I have to have the rings back. She agreed. We were engaged 3 days.
You mean when you gave her the rings, you thought that they were given as an engagement?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, did you ask her to marry you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say to her?
I said, Liz, will you marry me? She says, yes. To me, that was a contract. 3 days later, she stayed out all night. I presume now it was with Ken.
This is the boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
This was the one that the $42 is about. But Where was I now?
You were giving her the rings that were so sentimentally valid for you because you had bought them for your deceased wife in 1987, and you gave them to somebody who came home every third night smelling like a billy goat.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
That's where you were.
She just 3 days we were engaged. She goes out that night, spends out all night long. I don't know where she was or anything. I broke off the engagement. I'm driving her back to her mother's house, and she says, Bill, please let me have the rings for a couple of days. I says, why do you want the rings? She says, I want to save face in front of my family, my wife, my mother, and my kids. I says, okay, but I've got to have them back. You know, when I went to get them back, she absolutely refused.
Okay. And then she's going to tell me that when you said, give me the rings, I want the rings, I want the rings, she came over to your house and you threw them in the yard. Is that right?
What happened was he had started driving by my house and calling all the time. And one day he came over and all I had on was a T-shirt. He came in and he tried to hug me and he grabbed my breasts. At the time,
Would you get to the rings, please?
Okay, I was with Ken. Okay.
Good for you. Would you
Ken
get to
told
the
me
rings,
flat out,
please?
This is what he said. He said, I want you to prove that you're done with Bill Perdue officially, okay? So we got in his van, he drove, we drove by, and I threw the rings in his yard and called to let him know that they were there.
You're an idiot. All right. Strike you. Strike you. Now, let me go through this with you, Mr. Perdue. She told you at some point in between her going out in the evening that she had to get a restraining order against him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you say to her?
I went with her down to the town court. We did file a temporary restraining order. I gave her the money. She filed it. A month later, you go back and make it permanent in front of a judge. But the night before, we'd gone out for a couple of drinks, and she started to fight for no reason. I've got no idea why she's so mad, but she's starting to fight. So I says, you know, you got to fight. I said, I don't care. But she said, okay, I'm going to court tomorrow by myself.
Your Honor, there was no argument.
Shh. I found out that she went to court. As soon as Ken walked in, they went outside for a long time. She came back in and dropped charges on that very
Fine,
day.
that still doesn't make this a loan, sir. Mr. Perdue. It doesn't make it a loan.
She asked me for the money.
Your Honor, he told me he was giving me the money.
Miss Higgins, don't interrupt me. That doesn't make it a loan, Mr. Perdue. She asked you for the money. You gave her the money.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a gift. That's not a loan. So let's just deal with the rings. All right. Now, Miss Higgins, I want you to tell me your version of the rings.
Okay, he had bought these rings, okay? They were sitting in his house, okay, in a box. Finally, one night he comes and he says, you know, he looks right at me and he says, Liz, I know, and these are exact words, I know that you're probably never going to marry me, but I bought these for you. They're your rings. I took the rings. It's that simple.
So you were really nothing more than a housekeeper for him.
He and I...
Shh. That's what you say in your answer, that you took care of the house, you cleaned up, you cooked, and you were a companion. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it was a job.
It wasn't necessarily a job. I mean, we were both benefiting from it. I was staying there and taking a break from my house, and my mom's handicapped, and I take care of her. So I was taking a break from that. And he was benefiting by eating and having his house cleaned.
So that it was a barter arrangement, but still a job. You got free room and board, and he got his house cleaned.
Right.
And his refrigerator replenished with cooked food.
That's right, Your Honor. I bought the groceries.
Shh. Then can you explain to me why he would say to an employee, you're probably never going to marry me, but I bought these rings for you?
Because
so you answer
that's the reason I left, Your Honor, because he started getting obsessive. And at one point in time, he started referring himself to me as Daddy.
Okay, let me ask you this question, Miss Higgins. Do you believe that if you hadn't taken the rings and encouraged a relationship, if I believe your story, you say, no, I'm not, Mr. Perdue, I'm not taking these rings from you because you're right, I'm not going to marry you. I am your housekeeper. Do you think that he would have become obsessive?
He was already, before we had lived together prior to this, he had already become obsessive. See, I stayed with him for a while before. When he was telling you that he met me through a boyfriend I had at the time,
yes.
Okay? And I would invite him over at that time to cook meals for him, okay? Because I knew his wife had just died. I had heard all kinds of different things about him.
Okay.
So anyway, back then, he asked me to come and stay, okay? And he was missing home-cooked meals, and at the time, that's all he wanted, okay? And I was staying with him. Then he began wanting more, and he wanted sex and different things, and I moved out at that time, too. Now, this time he promised me it would be different.
Now, what prompted you, if he wanted all of these things, what prompted you to move back there?
Because we had been friends without me living there. We had just remained friends.
Is there any reason, Miss Higgins, why when Genius over here told you that he wanted to know that you were finished with Mr. Perdue once and for all, and according to you, you drove by the house and threw the rings in the yard, You couldn't do the civilized thing, which would have been to put the rings in a box, take it to the post office, and mail it to him?
Your Honor, at that time I was very angry because the reason this conversation between Ken and I even started in the first place. In fact, can I call him up here, Your Honor, for this?
Oh, I would love to hear from him.
I can. But anyway, the thing is that I was angry because he was driving by the house and we were getting phone calls, and my kids had told me.
Why didn't you just give him back the rings?
Because my kids had told me.
Why didn't you just give him?
I didn't want to see him.
Why didn't you just give him back the rings?
He was obsessed with me, and I didn't want to see him.
You don't have to see him. Mail him back the rings.
I was extremely angry.
What were you angry about?
Because my kids had come to me and told me that he was trying to bribe my kids.
Why didn't you just return the rings?
I was angry, and I just went and threw them in his yard, and I called him, told him there they were.
Listen.
Because his threats, he was threatening that somebody was looking around for him to beat him up and everything else. And I was so fed up with the guy.
You want to say anything to me?
Yes, Your Honor. Her and I have had a rocky relationship, but the thing is, I'm tired of the phone calls from him at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. He's come in between our relationship enough times. He was a nice guy when I met him, but he got worse and worse, and it just conflict between him and I. He would kind of come by the house in the middle of the night.
You don't think that she's partially responsible for that?
I think they're both responsible for some things.
Fine, right. The fact that you are not sleeping with him, sir, doesn't mean that he's more responsible than she is. She took advantage
Your Honor,
of him.
I wasn't sleeping with him.
I didn't say you sleeping with him, madam. I said the fact that he's not sleeping with him.
Oh, okay.
You see, the reason he's angry with him is because why should he be angry with you? The two of you share a bed together. He says you're equally responsible. The two of you are equally responsible. Well, the reason he's mad at him instead of you is because he sleeps with you, and he doesn't sleep with him. Now, do you understand that? That may be confusing to you. Not you,
No,
but
I
him.
understand.
Now, you understand. All right? So, they're equally responsible, but not really. She's more responsible. You want me to tell you why? Is your name Ken?
Yes, ma'am.
Ken.
Judge.
There's no fool like an old fool. He's an old fool. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Got a younger woman, makes him feel younger, makes him feel stronger, gets a little obsessive. She encourages him a little bit. She encourages him a lot because she's got to get away from one boyfriend, she moves in with him. She's got to get away from you because things aren't good, she moves in with him. She moves in with him, then she takes off and goes with you. She gets a restraining...
Your Honor, that's not
Quiet! She gets a restraining order, preliminary restraining order against you. She's saying, poor me, I'm a poor victim, everybody's abusing me. And she said a lot of things about you in order to get a restraining order, sir. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it is.
What did she say about you in the restraining order? Did she say that you were abusive?
Yes.
Did she say that you were threatening?
Yes.
Did she say that she was afraid of you?
Yes.
Was all that true?
Parts.
Parts, but parts not?
Parts not.
Were you abusive?
At times.
Really? Were you physically abusive?
There was some pushing every once in a while.
Every once in a while. He never pushed her.
That's not what I was told either.
No, just a minute. A little obsessive, maybe. But didn't do half the things to her that you did. And then she made up some stuff along the way, according to you, when she made out that report, right?
I'd assume so.
What do you mean you assume so? You got a copy of it, sir. You read it, right? That's why you showed up in the courthouse that day. And when you saw it, Ken, did you say to yourself, she's lying about some of this stuff? She's a liar?
Well, see, I didn't ask her any questions. I had no contact.
Did you say to yourself, she's a liar? I never did that. On some of the stuff you did, right? So here we have two people on one side, and you now tell me that she's a liar.
I don't say fully
a liar.
Oh,
If you lie, if you
like to put it, Your
swear
Honor.
to an application for a protective order under penalties of perjury, and you lie, that makes you a liar.
Yes.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
She threatened my mother. She threatened all of my friends. She threatened to put antifreeze in my dog's food bowl.
You have to stop.
I have.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to stop.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bill Perdue says ex-fiancée Elizabeth Higgins owes for the cost of 2 heirloom rings. Elizabeth says she threw the rings into his front yard.
Listen to me. I find that these rings were given as an engagement gift in contemplation of getting married, and when Miss Higgins accepted it, she may not have been serious about accepting them as an engagement ring.
Yes.
She may not have been serious, but she led you to believe she was serious. I don't believe her story that she was the housekeeper and cook you chicken every other Tuesday and Thursday and maybe a brisket on Friday. I don't believe that.
No.
And if she wanted to return them, then she does the reasonable thing. If she, in fact, returned them at all by throwing them in your yard, she puts them in the mail and returns them. So I don't believe she returned them at all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,850. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very glad she's got a new outfit. She looks like a kind of little Catholic girl.
We were just true friends, and I truly believe that. I believed he was a good friend to me, but obviously I was wrong.
I think I'll probably start going to church now instead of hanging in the bars picking up women.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Leonard versus Norris. Step forward, please.
23-year-old bartender Amanda Leonard is suing her boyfriend's estranged wife, 22-year-old market research analyst Jennifer Norris, for harassment.
Miss Leonard, you are in the process of dating the defendant's present husband, soon to be her ex-husband, and it is your claim that the defendant has been harassing you. 30 seconds or less. Tell me how she's harassing you.
Yes, ma'am. It started a long time ago. After they broke up, she cheated on her husband and moved to Reno before we ever started dating. I have a tape, I have an audio tape of the very last message she left me after I had told her that I had already made a police report on her. She's
fine, I'll hear it. Why did you say such nasty things to her, Miss Norris?
And that's
I know I made these harassing calls, and I know it was wrong.
Why didn't you acknowledge that when you filed your answer in this case, Miss Norris?
I was very, very angry.
Why were you angry?
She was my friend, and I kept telling her, you know, I feel like Travis is cheating on me. I feel like something's going on with somebody else. And I never told her that I thought it was her because I didn't want to make her feel awkward, you know. And then it was her. And they had been together for, in my mind, I'm thinking about a year that they were messing around. And he kept telling me, no, I'm just selling drugs to her because he's, you know, they are drug addicts and stuff. And I was very angry because I thought she was my friend. And I realized that that was the wrong thing to do, was call and make those things.
When was the last time you made a harassing call to her?
I don't even remember the last time.
When was the last time?
This last message was made on the 31st, I believe, of September.
Of this year?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I live in Reno, Nevada. I have no reason, you know, I live 3 states away.
Doesn't make any difference. Phones reach 3 states away.
I didn't call her. I mean, that's fine if, you know, that's what they're saying.
You have to stop.
I have
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to stop.
Yes, ma'am.
It's finished.
Yes, I realize that.
Over.
I realize that.
What else?
She also threatened my family. She threatened my mother. She threatened all of my friends. She threatened to put antifreeze in my dog's food bowl. She threatened to key my car and slash my tires.
Did she do any of those things?
She didn't do any of those things.
Good. And she's not going to do any of those things, so she's not going to call you anymore. So I want you to be happy in your new life.
I am.
She's not going to bother you anymore. You don't bother her anymore. They're going to get a divorce when?
January 17th. But I have a question. We are not legally separated. There's no paperwork. And I can call over there to speak to my husband.
No,
I have
don't
the
call.
right to.
Listen to me. What do you want to talk to him about? Do
A
you have children?
divorce.
Just a minute. Do you have children together?
No.
Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Then whatever you want to say to him, you say through your lawyer.
I just want the divorce done, and they won't help me.
Who won't help you?
They won't, like, go do anything. They won't go file the papers, nothing. And I'm like, I live in Nevada, so I have to wait. In January, it'll be 6 months I've been there, so I will have residency so I can get a divorce there.
Fine, Miss Norris. And that's what you do.
That's what I'm trying
Listen
to
to
do.
me. She would probably like you to have a divorce. I'm speaking. She would probably like you to have a divorce. He's not so anxious. He's not so anxious because she wants to get married, right?
Well, eventually, hopefully.
You say eventually, hopefully. Me? She would like to get married tomorrow.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm not talking to you.
About me, though?
Sort of. Sort of. But I didn't require an answer because I wasn't talking to you. In any event, Miss Norris, in January, which is right around the corner, you are going to be able to get a divorce, whether they are cooperative or not. Don't call him. That's holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore. Move on!
I have definitely moved on.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Trester, the defendant was a roommate of yours, and it is your claim that when she moved out, she purposely bleached your clothes, and in addition, she either took or stole some of your property.
Yes.
Defendant says nonsense. When did you move in together?
We moved in August.
How many people were sharing the apartment?
There was 4 of us all together.
Was it an apartment, a townhouse?
It was a townhome, three levels.
Were you going to school or working?
I do both.
And the other people?
My brother and the other roommate work, and Layla was working at the time.
When did you move out?
I moved out on November 9th, 2000.
Had you signed the lease?
Yes, I had.
So you broke your lease when you moved out?
No, I had cleared it with our landlord.
But you were breaking your lease by moving out early?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why you moved out.
I moved out because I would come home various nights from work and pretty much in the living room, couch, entertainment center, everything was mine. And stuff was getting misused on my entertainment center. My cats were purposely being let outside, and they weren't outside cats. And I was just, you know, I moved all my stuff up to my room pretty much. And a couple days later, I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, visiting a friend. Cassandra called me and pretty much told me that it was unfair that I moved my stuff upstairs because, you know, all the roommates were using it. And I explained that pretty much, you know, if they can't use it properly, it is my stuff. I should be able to move it up to my room if I'd like to. And pretty much after that, we just weren't getting along, arguing, yelling at each other. And I had previously been in a car accident. I didn't need any extra stress, so I figured it was better for both of us just to end the situation and for me to move out and move on.
Now, Ms. Dresser, it is your claim that the defendant damaged some of your property, and that was on the 9th of November?
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, actually, to correct her, the reason she moved out is we actually had a physical confrontation. A couple days before, she had thrown a bowl at my head and I slapped her back.
She had thrown a what at your head?
A cat food bowl at my head, and I had slapped her back. I went in later that day and apologized and was like, we'll work these things out. I know you lost your job, you don't have rent. I can cover you for a little bit longer. We just need to work on it. She wasn't paying her bills.
How long hadn't she paid the rent?
It was due on the 1st, so she moved out on the 9th, so it was 9 days late. And the main thing was that our bills she had written checks to bounced, and she was unwilling to take care of them. That was the problem, and she was like, I'm too busy to take care of it, so I was like, well, you need to take care of it or get out. At that point, we were okay. I came home. I felt that her moving her stuff out of the front room was vindictive because she was doing it because she was upset at me. And I told her, if this is the way it's going to continue to be, maybe it'll be better if you get out. I would rather have you out. She said that I was overreacting. We needed to talk about it. So I was like, we'll talk about it when I get home from work the next day. She called me at work from that day, that was on the 7th, and told me that she was moving out. I went home that night to monitor things getting moved around because, of course, things always get taken when people move out. And her mom and her were egging me on to fight, saying that I wasn't tough enough. So I went up into my room and stayed until I had heard that they'd left. When I left, I came downstairs to grab all my stuff because while I was up in my room, I heard her and her mom constantly going, is this Cassie's stuff? If it is, I don't care, break it. It's not mine. I don't care, break it. Hearing things thud, hit the wall, laughing, just very horrible things. So when I came downstairs, the first thing I went to was my clothes because that's most important to most girls. But and I went into there and the bleach was just overwhelming. Like my eyes started burning.
On what floor is the laundry room?
It's on the first level. The 2 bedrooms are upstairs, so I came downstairs and I could smell bleach as soon as I got to the bottom of the stairs and went in there. And lo and behold, all of my clothes have bleach on them. And the bleach bottle was standing up and had the cap on it. So I called the police and made a report, and that's this for you.
What other items do you say that the defendant has of yours?
Clothes, books. She had also borrowed a bunch of things from me because I always was open to letting her borrow whatever she wanted as long as she returned it. And I'd asked for her to give that stuff back before she moved out. And she said that she would and never did. She moved out, and about 2 weeks after she was completely out of the house, I came home and there were multiple things missing, including almost half of my wardrobe. I had barely anything left. And of course, I live with 2 boys, so they're not borrowing it. And she still had the keys at that time that she was unwilling to give because she stated that she was still on the lease until I got a new person on the lease and she was entitled to come over.
I'll hear you.
Thank you. Actually, the night we were moving out, about a couple days before, about me throwing a cat bowl.
I don't care about cat bowl. I care about her bleached clothing.
Yeah, the night we were moving out, I had quite a few friends over helping me pack and my own mother. And my mom had gone in the bathroom saying, you know, is any of this stuff yours, Layla? And I said, the bleach is mine, but there's not enough to even worry about taking. There's probably like an inch left in the bottle, so I wasn't even going to worry about it. And I also, if you would like to look at it, my mom was supposed to be my witness today because in the police report you can see that Cassie actually said my mother bleached her clothes.
I don't care if it was her mother or if it was you or one of the friends that you brought over.
Okay.
Madam, you're responsible.
Okay.
I mean, that's easy. Nobody bleaches their own clothes.
Can I make another point, please?
Just a second. Nobody bleaches their own clothes. And if you just said to me, I was there with my mother and some other of my friends who came to help me move, it's clear to me that she did not bleach her own clothes. So either you bleached her clothes. I can't imagine your mother being immature enough to bleach her clothes, but maybe one of your friends. Maybe your mother, when she got annoyed and she said, is this bleach yours? And you said, yes, but it's not worth taking because there's only an inch left in it. And she said, fine. And poured it out. Something like that, but you're responsible for her clothes. Next.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cassandra Trester says ex-roommate Layla Richardson owes for bleaching her clothes. Cassandra also claims that while moving out, Layla stole her belongings.
You have any of her clothing?
No, I don't.
I'm going to say it again. Do you have any of her clothing?
No, I don't, ma'am. And can I just say one more thing about
Sure.
when I was moving out? We were moving out, and I got my stuff in trucks to go to the storage unit to put in there, and it was about 8:30, and we were walking right past that bathroom. I didn't smell any bleach. I am really unaware of what happened, honestly. If you can look at the police report, that would be great.
Why would you think she would bleach her own clothes?
I really don't know, but...
Now, what's the value of the clothing that was bleached and destroyed?
Sorry, I don't have it all added. I have it all added in between.
Okay, let me have it.
Turtleneck, which was $80. Trans 9 pants, $80 as well. Long sleeve blue shirt, just $20. Pair of jeans, $50. Black short sleeve shirt worth $20. Blue Chinese riding shirt, which is $30. A black sweater, which is $30, and pajama bottoms worth $10.
$320. Now, you have no direct proof that she stole anything from your house.
Actually, I do.
I'd like to hear the proof.
Jeremy called me and was like, Layla just came over. Jeremy.
What's your last name?
Skog.
Okay. How do you know these people?
At the time, I was Layla's best friend and also a very good friend of Cassie's.
Okay.
I was there with Layla helping her move her things out. What Cassie said about Layla taking different articles of her clothing, or I'm sorry, different things out of the kitchen and stuff, is this Cassie's, okay, then break it. That is correct. That happened several times throughout the night. I went into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I recall there being a strong odor of cat litter, and I actually mentioned something about that. After I left the bathroom, only 2 people went into the bathroom before Cassie found the bleach, which was Layla and her mother. Later that night, after everything had happened, right after the police officer had called me, Layla called me and said, please don't say that my mom and I did it. I swear I had nothing to do with it. Please don't say that my mom and I did it. I told her I'd already talked to the police officer and that I said I wasn't positive that she had done it, but that I had told the police officer that the only 2 people in the bathroom were Layla and her mother. A couple days later, she called me and said, I want you to see how cute I look today. Can I come over? I said, absolutely. She came over and she was wearing the purple floral skirt of Cassie's that she had lost and the gray New York sweater. And
yeah, just a second. Yes?
I'm sorry, I obviously didn't steal any of her clothes.
Well, let's talk about that particular outfit. He's not lying. He's telling me the truth.
Okay. Well,
He's telling me the truth. That's what he saw you wearing.
Okay, well, actually, I don't have a pink floral skirt or anything.
You don't have one that belongs to you.
Correct.
No, I don't wear skirts, ma'am.
Listen to me.
I don't have
Listen to me.
her clothes.
He's not lying to me. How do I know that? I don't share my secrets, but I know that he's not lying to me.
And then I believe almost every day that week, she had come over wearing something that I recognized as Cassie's. The gray New York sweatshirt that she was wearing, or the sweater vest that she was wearing at the time, actually was one of the reasons that these 2 were fighting, was because Cassie, it was her favorite sweater, and she'd asked for it back several times, and Layla refused. Every time we went to Layla's house that she was wearing it, she would take it off before we even went into the house so that Cassie didn't see it. Layla has her lip and her eyebrow pierced. She had Cassie's horseshoe barbell in her lip and a barbell in her eyebrow as well, which belonged to Cassandra as well. I've seen her in the clothes several times.
High marks for having places to put those.
Actually, I don't have that many places. They're extra for my belly button. She used them for her eyebrow ring.
I'll hear you witness. You have a witness?
Yes,
Is that why you
his
brought
name
this
is
person?
Steven Snow. He was there the same night also.
Okay, Steve, I've already decided that she or her mother bleached the clothes. So I want you to pass over the bleaching. I don't want you to waste your time with nonsense about the bleaching. She or her mother bleached the clothes. What do you know about any other clothes that are in Miss Richardson's possession that don't belong to her? Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
Good, then you may be seated. Miss Richardson.
Yes.
If you're going to lie, lie big. You don't lie over $500, which is what the plaintiff is suing for. She's suing for $500 for her clothes. The bleached clothes alone come to $320. I would give her the $500 just because you were nasty. But I found that you do, in fact, have other of her property that you decided for some reason to appropriate for your own use. I would suggest you better grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Stuff was being thrown around, but nothing was broken. I was in the same bathroom, didn't smell any smell.
The judge knew who was telling the truth.
He's only there for 10 minutes. I'm sure he knew a lot.
Maybe she's vindictive. I don't know.
I think the truth came out, and I'm glad that it happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tao versus Perry. Step forward, please.
27-year-old claims adjuster Daisy Tao is suing ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old graphic artist Adam Perry, for an unpaid loan. Adam says the money in question was to pay Daisy's bills.
Ms. Tao, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours. I gather that you lived together for a brief period of time. You claim 2 loans to the defendant totaling $2,500. Relationship is over. You want your money.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am. I did not live with him, though. That's not correct.
You did not?
No, I never lived with him.
Okay. When, I'll get you in a second. When was the first loan?
On February 9th, 2001.
What was it for?
He's told me that he was behind in rent, car payments, that he didn't have any money, and so I helped him out. I gave him a loan of $1,500 that we agreed upon that he would pay me back when he got his taxes. And in March, he told me that he was still short and behind on his mortgages.
Could you put your hand down?
And so then I had to loan him another $1,000. And so at that point, I was getting a little concerned, and I did tell him that I expected him to pay me back. He agreed to this and said that he would pay me back in the summer, because at the time he was unemployed and trying to go to school.
Where were you living in February of 2001?
I lived at home in Little Canada, Minnesota.
At home with whom?
With my family.
Where were you living in March?
At home.
And where was the defendant living?
He lived in Dayton, Minnesota.
Were you working?
Yes.
Did you ever stay over at his house or apartment?
I would go to see him once in a while, yes.
I'm asking you a question. I expect honest answers. Do you
Yes.
understand? Did you ever stay over at his home?
Yes, I've spent the night at his house, yes.
On an average of how many nights a week?
Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Now, Mr. Perry, it is agreed that she gave you $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you tell me what that money was for.
In January, Your Honor, she wanted to move in together. I had a relative living with me, and she asked if I had my relative move out.
Your Honor, that is not true.
I don't want you to interrupt him.
So my cousin moved out, and she agreed to roughly pay half of the bills, which I have a list of a couple of months, which total a little over $1,100, and she said she would pay half.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Do you want...
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to be disrespectful. What
Then
he's
you
saying is
can't
not
speak when he's speaking. When, according to you, did she move into your home?
In early January.
She moved all of her clothes and belongings and...
She had clothes, belongings, hair dryers, curling irons.
Are you telling me, sir, that she moved all of her personal belongings from her parents' house into your house?
She wasn't living at her parents' house, Your Honor.
Where was she living?
She would stay at some friend's house, and she moved from place to place, and that's why she asked, because she was going to switch her job position and move closer to where I lived so that we could be together.
So she moved in January?
Yes,
And
Your
she agreed to, according to you, roughly pay half the expenses?
Exactly what my cousin was paying, which was about $500.
Well, now you changed the story.
Mm-hmm.
So which is the story, that she agreed to pay for roughly half the expenses, or that you had a fixed amount of $500?
It was about $500, Your Honor.
Now, about $500, sir, isn't an agreement.
No.
So what was it? Well, let's say this. She moved in January.
Yes.
Did she give you a check in January?
No. She did not
No,
give me...
shh, no.
Okay.
She gave you nothing in January.
No.
And then on February 9th, she did give you $1,500.
Yes.
Is that right?
She said...
Just a minute. And that was the beginning of February.
Yes.
So I assume you were going to tell me that at the beginning of February, having lived there for 1 month and having had an agreement with you that she would pay you roughly $500 a month, she decided to pay you for January.
Yes, Your Honor.
And February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then prepay March.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's $1,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then in March, right now she's already paid in March, for March. But in March, she gives you another $1,000.
Yes.
And that is, I assume you're going to testify that she said to you, well, I've already paid for March, but I like to pay my bills in advance, so I'm going to pay you for April and May.
Yes, she gave me money.
Yes, that's what you're telling me.
Yes,
That's
Your
what she
Honor.
did. Is that right?
Yes.
Bull. That's not the way it works, sir. If somebody agrees to move in with you as a roommate, and let's say she fell behind in January, so she maybe would have given you January, if I believed your story, January and February. So she would have given you $1,000 to cover January and February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when March came, she would have paid you $500 for March, so she would have given you a total of $1,500 for January, February, and March. Yes. And what you're telling me is, no, that's not what she did. She paid you 3 months at one time, a little in advance, and then she paid you for 2 months after that. I don't believe you, sir.
She wanted me to keep ahead, Your Honor.
I don't believe you, sir. I believe that you fell behind in your bills. Now, you didn't tell me about that. Did you fall behind in your bills?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you needed money.
Yes.
Is that right? Did you say anything to her about giving her back any money when you got your tax returns in April?
I did not, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
She was there at least 4 days a week, Your Honor.
I was
Oh,
not.
shh, just a minute. Mr. Perry, when somebody lives with you full-time,
Yes.
they are not there 4 days a week.
No, she was not living with me full time.
Give her back her money, Mr. Perry. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Mrs. McDonald.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Who's going to speak for the two of you?
I'll speak first.
It's your claim that you did some work for the defendant who owns a bar in creating a website for him. You are owed $2,000 for the work that you did in creating this website. The defendant's answer is a rather novel one. Let me read the last line just so that you understand what his defense is. Okay. None of the people who work at the club expects to get paid. That's your defense.
Correct.
This isn't run by some charitable organization, this club of yours. Is it a club or a bar? What is it?
It's an event promotion company, and we do, this is referring to the Sunday night club that we do.
Explain the club to me.
It's a drum and bass hip-hop club.
Do you have a room?
2 rooms, sound system, lighting.
And people come there to dance?
Exactly.
Do you serve alcohol?
Yes.
You have a license to serve alcohol?
The bar owns the license.
How much admission do you charge?
$5.
And how long have you had the club?
Nearly 2 years.
Is it running up and running? Does it
Yes.
doing okay?
Yes, does well.
And do you do anything else other than own this club?
Yeah, I do a lot of the work behind it.
Other than the club itself? I'm not talking about Sunday night. I mean,
For a
are you
living?
a carpenter, a plumber, a shoe salesman? Do you do anything else other than the club?
Yeah, I'm a web designer.
And you make money from that?
Yes.
You make good money from that?
Fair money.
Good. You filed tax returns last year?
Yes, I did.
How much did you earn on your tax returns?
I don't remember.
Think hard. Everybody, I mean, was it millions?
No, not at all.
Less than 100,000?
Yes.
Then you would remember exactly how much you put down that you earned on your tax returns, sir. So be very careful when you give me your answer.
About 30,000.
And what portion of that is from the club?
None of the club is filed in my tax returns. That's
not?
just for my separate job.
Is this club in Costa Rica?
No.
It's here in the United States of
Yes,
America.
it is.
So what do you mean it's from a separate job? What
My
do you mean?
tax, I don't claim the club earnings or loss in my taxes.
Why not?
We aren't a registered business yet.
Well, you say you've been doing well. You have gigs every Sunday night. You collect $5 a person. The club is doing fine. So somebody's making money. It has to be you who's paying taxes on the money that you earn at the club.
The bar that we contract through pays their taxes. And
You have
then,
a contract with a bar?
Well, we contract that night, the Sunday night.
So you have a contract?
Yes.
Is it a written contract or an oral contract?
Oral contract.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
in there Sundays. We
All
do
right,
our
but you're not
job.
going to get away from your taxes yet. How many people are at the club on any given Sunday night?
It's really hard to say.
Well, think hard. 50, 75. You say the club is doing well. These people have been to the club, have you not?
Mm-hmm.
Approximately how many people are there on any given Sunday?
Probably about a couple hundred people.
Not a couple hundred. We average 100.
I'd say a couple hundred people.
Let's say
Gets
he
busy in
averages
there.
100.
Okay.
Now, okay? Just a minute. Let's say he
That's
averages
fine.
100. 100 at $5 a person. That would be $500, wouldn't it?
Every day.
$500 every Sunday, and there are usually 4 Sundays in a month.
Correct.
So that would be about $2,000, a little bit more sometimes. There are 3 Sundays in a month, but let's say $2,000 a month. And Mr. McDonald, according to your defense, none of the people who work at the club expects to get paid. So the club makes $24,000 a year.
There are other expenses of people that don't work for us.
Like
promotion, for printing flyers. Anything that we out-contract, we do have to pay for. Plane
So who
tickets,
keeps-
flying talent
So
in.
who keeps the books on that?
Me and my partner do.
You and your partner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Step up, partner. Name.
Carlo.
You have a last name.
Fox.
I didn't ask you your social security number. I just asked you your name. What else do you do other than work in the club, Mr. Fox?
I pretty much work in the club scene, and I also help my girlfriend who has a promotional business, and that's aside from the business that me and him have together.
Now, did you file tax returns last year? No, you didn't. Right?
No, I didn't. And that's because the club did not turn a profit, though.
Oh, that's baloney.
And I can explain to you why it is that the club didn't turn a profit.
Well,
What we do-
you had 5 minutes to think about it, and I'm dying to hear the answer, Mr.
Okay,
Fox.
We have
what-
existing past debt.
We have, well, one, we have existing past debt, but even that totally aside, we bring in big DJs. We bring in big, talented DJs that bring a lot of people. We have to sometimes fly them from other cities. Once to twice a month, we're flying in DJs from other cities, and they could cost anywhere from $300 to $1,500. And so it's like, and yes, on those nights that we have $1,500 DJs, more people will come. We'll have maybe 250, 300 people down there.
Really?
But at the same time, if you do the math on that, 300 people at $5 a head, that's breaking even. And so it's for the most
I
part.
wouldn't run a business where I was just breaking even.
But we love it. It's like something that we care about the music.
So it's like a charity.
It's
not charity, but
it's like a creative thing.
Now let's get back to the lawsuit, now that I've tortured them sufficiently. Tell me about the creation of this website that you discussed with them and what the financial arrangement was.
Okay, back in August, while we were at the Sunday night club, Ian approached us with the offer that if we agreed to be in charge of...
I didn't approach them.
I didn't ask you anything yet.
That if we agreed to be in charge of certain duties such as talent management, video recording, hosting interviews, and all this is for the website. Mike here is a graphic designer, so he helped out with a lot of the graphics for the website. And also, I did a lot of the articles for the website, and he also is a resident DJ. And if we were to be responsible solely for these duties for 6 months, that he would give us $2,000. And we haven't been paid.
Did you do what you were supposed to do on the
Yes.
website?
It was more than just a website, too.
Tell me what you did. See,
well-
you can't talk. Good.
What we do is live video of the DJs that they bring in. We put those on the website. In fact, as an added bonus...
So you videotape?
I videotape them, yeah. And I've also has them on my website, whosmoke.com. I've put the stuff that I've recorded, I put it on my website, which is like a nice thing to do because web space costs money. So I do donate a little bit of mine.
Mhm.
But we do interviews.
Donate.
Well, donate as a friendly gesture, exactly. It's
Did
donation.
I say anything to you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Me and Julia were dating, so I thought it was friends working together to better the club.
And later today,
Who's Tamara?
I was a made-up person.
So you lied to the police?
I was drunk, so I was just mumbling out words.
Hey, don't try to get over on me. I'm smarter than you'll ever be in your whole life.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy, Julia Chan, and her business partner, Michael Williams, say they designed a website for club promoter Ian McDonald. Julia and Michael claim they've never been paid.
So you had this discussion with him, and he said, let's do the work for 6 months, let's get it up and running, and then I'll give you $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
6 months came and went, you did what you were supposed to do, no money.
Yeah.
Now you can talk.
The reality of the agreement is me and Julia were dating, so we were close. I felt comfortable with her, and I know Mike's work on whosmoke.com. I felt comfortable with him. We sat down as friends to talk about the future of compression. It's not We did not approach them, this is what we need. Do you want to like have a job? It was, let's sit down, we're friends, let's talk about what we want to do in the future with the club. Let's talk about the website, let's talk about artist management, everything, like they said. And in that conversation, you know, we talked about potential money that can be made, which I said, I can see money being made. I can see $2,000 being made for you guys if you put in a good 6 months of work. I didn't think that this was a situation of like, they're trying to find a day job and I'm the one who's going to pay their bills. I thought it was friends working together to better the club.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. Mr. McDonald, let me explain something to you. You made an agreement with these people. You said, listen, we're starting up this club. We're trying to get it off the ground. I can't afford to pay anything right now. But if you do certain things, 6 months from now, the club's going to be up and running. We're going to be making some money. And I can see paying you $2,000 for the work that you do. Your club's up and running. Your club's making money. There's no question in my mind that your club is making money because that's how you two guys are supporting yourself primarily. And with all the money that you're saving by not paying taxes like the rest of us schnooks, you can afford to pay them $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It never was a job in the first place.
Business-wise, I've been screwed enough to not get screwed anymore, and this was an agreement.
If I could put in my little 2 cents, I'll tell you what changed her mind, and it's that he broke up with her.
I don't know what to say about that, honestly. I think it's completely made up.
I think she was like secretly like in love with him more than she admitted, and I think that she had to take it to this level because she wasn't satisfied with what was going on personally between them.
I don't want it to be a he said, she said thing, but there's no vendetta on my part.
Don't work with friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kime versus Cameron. Step forward, please.
19-year-old telemarketer Janae Kime is suing her ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old landscaper Wade Cameron, for crashing her car by pulling the emergency brake while she was driving.
Miss Kime, according to your complaint, you were driving the defendant's car home from some sort of an event because he was intoxicated and couldn't drive. You got into an accident, you caused a great deal of damage to another car, and you were ordered to pay restitution, and you believe that the defendant should pay that restitution because it was his fault because he pulled the emergency brake.
Correct.
Which caused you to skid out of control and hit the other car.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant says he did in fact pull the emergency brake, but he pulled it because you were driving erratically. That's your defense.
Yes.
How do you know each other?
We're dating.
How old are you?
19.
And you?
24.
What was the date of the accident?
January 3rd, 2002.
Where were you coming from?
We were coming home from a party that night.
Had you gone together?
Yes.
Just the two of you?
No, there was 3 other people with us in the car.
Were the other 3 people in the back of the car intoxicated?
Yes.
But you were not?
I was not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janae Kime says ex-boyfriend Wade Cameron caused her car to crash when he abruptly pulled the emergency brake.
Okay. Now, tell me about the accident.
I was driving his car home from the party. Everything was all right. We were like 2 houses down from his house, and then all of a sudden he pulls up the emergency brake, and the car that I'm driving slides into this parked car, and the owners of the car were sitting in the car at that time. And so I pulled the car around the block and parked it at his house, and then we all went down to make sure that everything was okay. And I was in shock when this all happened at the time, you know, because it was such like a dramatic experience that I went through, and it brought back memories of...
Don't give me your memories. I'm not interested in your memories.
Okay.
So you went back to see if everybody was okay?
Right, and Wade had told me at the time that he had insurance on his car, so I figured everything was taken care of. I was in shock, so I left, and...
You left before the police arrived?
Right. And I called him the next day, and I asked him what was going on. He gave me the number of the officer in Boulder that was handling the case. So I called her and let her know that I was driving the car, and then a couple days after that, I went up there. She wrote me a ticket, and then I went to court after that.
How did you contact the police, sir?
How did I contact the police? They contacted me.
You did? When?
The following day, or that evening.
So what did you tell them that evening?
I told them basically what we were coming back from the party, and they were assuming that I was driving, but I wasn't, and because the person that was driving left the scene of the crime, so they were trying to direct it towards me. But I told them what happened, that she had taken off, and they wanted a description of her and everything, and then that once that I'd gotten contact with her, to have her contact them.
Let me see the police report. Did you first tell the police that somebody else was driving the car, sir?
They were asking who it was, and I was describing who it was, and I didn't exactly say what she'd look like.
Who's Tamara?
I was a made-up person.
So you lied to the police?
Well, I didn't know her name exactly at the time. Like,
you didn't know whose name?
Well, I was drunk, so I was just mumbling out words.
Hey, don't try to get over on me. I'm smarter than you'll ever be in your whole life. Bird, do you have a piece of paper there?
I do.
Good. I want you to give her a piece of paper and give him a piece of paper, and I want each of them to write down, prior to today, when the last time was that each of these people saw each other, spent any time with each other. Do you understand my question? Prior to today.
Okay.
You need a pen? You need an extra pen? I want them to do it independently.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Look over here, sir. Eyes front. Write down the date.
The exact.
Write down the date that each of you remembers that you spent any time together prior to today's date. I'll take them. Thank you.
His, hers, yours.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Now, what did you have to pay restitution for, by the way?
I had to pay restitution for $6,839 for the whole damage to the car that I hit.
Because he didn't have insurance?
Right, and yet he told me he did.
When did he tell you he did?
He told me he did that night before I was going to drive his car, because I was planning on driving them home anyways. And I was like, you have insurance, right? He's like, yes, I
Oh,
do.
sure, you asked him, do you have insurance? Oh, do I
No,
believe that?
I really did.
Do I believe that?
I really
Sure, I do believe that. You said to him, I'll drive your car because you're drunk. By the way, do you have insurance? I want to tell you something. I think that all of you people got together and made up a very good story. That's what I think. It's not going to wash with me. I don't believe he pulled the emergency brake. I believe the car spun out of control. Did you have a driver's license?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Mm-hmm. Good. After this whole thing happened, did he accept full responsibility?
We had had conversations, about this happening, and he promised that he would pay me $200 a month for all the restitution bills, because I had to pay $200 a month for the next 4 years for this car that he wrecked.
How much longer did you date after this incident?
We didn't date at all after this. The only time that we saw each other was just to converse about this, about the case, and about what
Really, where were you?
It had been maybe at his house a couple times when I'd go up there.
At his house a couple of times?
Yeah, when I would go up there to go try to get the money, because I couldn't get a hold of him because he was avoiding my calls.
Okay. And when was the last time you saw him to ask him for money?
Last time that I saw him was a couple months ago. The last time I asked him for money was a couple weeks ago before I probably about 3 weeks ago before I went and filed a case in Boulder.
And where were you when you asked him for the money?
I was at my house on the phone the last time.
When was the last time you saw him?
The last time that I saw him was...
At his house, at your house?
At
out
his
for
house?
Coffee, something.
No, I just asked him for money. It was probably about 2 months ago.
And when was the last time you say you saw her?
Last time I saw her was when we went to court for that.
Which was when?
When I don't know the exact date of when that court date was, but we had the same court date, so that's the last time I saw her.
Uh-huh. And did you tell the judge in court that that this was all your fault?
Basically, just to get it was already.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Did you tell the judge in court that the accident was all your fault? The answer is yes or no.
Yes.
What did the judge say to you?
कार्ड में क्योंकि थर्ड कार्ड में 10 जो होता है वो हमारे पास पॉजिटिव होता है, लेकिन बाकी जो वैल्यू होंगी वो क्या होंगी, नेगेटिव होंगी. बाकी कौन कौन सी होगी, साइन हो गया, काज हो गया, और साइन का जो उल्ट होता है वो क्या होता है, कोसेकेंड, वो भी माइनस में होगा, और काज का जो होता है वो सेकेंड, वो भी माइनस में होगा. जब ये माइनस में होंगे तो हमें काज और साइन इनकी वैल्यू निकालनी पड़ेगी. सेकेंड की वैल्यू तो आगे प्लस माइनस 5 और 4, हमने कौन सी लेनी है, माइनस वाली. तो -5/4 क्यों ले रहे हैं? क्योंकि ये थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में पड़ी है। ये आपके पास सीकेंड की वैल्यू आ गई। अब आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जो सीकेंड है वो किसका उल्ट होता है? वो आपके पास होता है काज का। सीकेंड किसका उल्ट होता है? काज का उल्ट होता है। इसलिए हम काज लेंगे और इसकी वैल्यू को उल्टा देंगे तो 4/5 आ गया माइनस का, ये काज की वैल्यू आ गई। हमें चाहिए क्या था इस फार्मूले में? देखिए दोनों फार्मूले में देख लें, एक में चाहिए साइन अल्फ़ा और काज अल्फ़ा। ठीक हो गया, हमारे पास काज अल्फ़ा आ गया, साइन अल्फ़ा हमारे पास रहता है अभी। तो साइन अल्फ़ा हमने क्या करना है, कहाँ से निकालना है? एक फार्मूला हमें हमारे पास होता था कि साइन स्क्वायर अल्फ़ा, ये अभी पीछे पढ़ के हैं हम, प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर अल्फ़ा इज इक्वल टू 1, ये इसके इक्वल होता है। तो यहाँ पे हमें कॉस की वैल्यू फाइंड मालूम है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, यहाँ से साइन की वैल्यू मालूम करेंगे। तो साइन स्क्वायर अल्फ़ा इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस कॉस स्क्वायर अल्फ़ा, ये वैल्यू आ गई। यहाँ से जो साइन अल्फ़ा की वैल्यू आएगी वो प्लस माइनस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस कॉस स्क्वायर अल्फ़ा। ये अब सिंपल क्या है, आपने जो काज की वैल्यू है उसमें पुट कर देनी है और उसके बाद आपके पास साइन की वैल्यू आ जाएगी। देखिएगा कैसे पुट करनी है, ये प्लस माइनस साथ में रहेगा। यहाँ 1 माइनस कॉस की वैल्यू क्या आई थी हमारे पास, -4/5 और इसका स्क्वायर। जब इसको सॉल्व करेंगे तो ये प्लस माइनस 1 माइनस 16, 4 का जो स्क्वायर रूट होता है, स्क्वायर होता है वो क्या होता है 16, और जो 5 को होता है वो क्या होता है 25, और जो माइनस है माइनस का स्क्वायर वो प्लस में आ जाता है, तो इसलिए ये प्लस का 16/25। और ये जो नेगेटिव है ये जो फार्मूले वाला है वही है। अब इसका जब एलसीएम लेंगे हम तो वो आ गया 25, यहाँ क्या आएगा 25 माइनस 16 स्क्वायर रूट। अब यहाँ से आंसर क्या आने वाला है हमारे पास, प्लस माइनस 25 में से 16 चले जाए तो कितना बनता है जी 9/25 का स्क्वायर रूट, और यहाँ से आपके पास वैल्यू आ गई प्लस माइनस 3/5। ये किसकी वैल्यू आपके पास आ रही है, ये सारी साइन की ही वैल्यू आ रही है, साइन अल्फ़ा की। अब देखिएगा हमने लेना क्या है, हमने लेना है साइन अल्फ़ा, किसमें, नेगेटिव में। क्यों? क्योंकि ये थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में पड़ा है, तो -3/5 ये हमने यहाँ से ले लिया। अब आपके पास साइन अल्फ़ा भी आ गया, काज अल्फ़ा भी आ गया। फार्मूले में भी देखिए इधर भी साइन अल्फ़ा हमें चाहिए था, काज अल्फ़ा चाहिए था, इधर देखिए काज अल्फ़ा और इधर भी साइन अल्फ़ा। अब देखिए और क्या चीज़ रह गई है, एक रह गई कॉस बीटा साइन बीटा, और इधर भी कॉस बीटा और साइन बीटा। जब ये दोनों फाइंड कर लेंगे हम तो इनको फार्मूले में पुट करेंगे और सिंपल आपका आंसर आ जाएगा। अब वो देखिए साइन अल्फ़ा और काज अल्फ़ा तो आ गया हमारे पास, लेकिन साइन बीटा और काज बीटा कहाँ से लेंगे? उसने जो क्वेश्चन में दिया था, क्वेश्चन में क्या कहा था पहले कि आपने टेंजेंट जो है वो पहले क्वाड्रेंट में नहीं है तो कौन से में होगा, थर्ड में आपने कह दिया। अब इसी तरह काज की कहता है, काज क्या है वो पहले में नहीं है, तो काज कहाँ पॉजिटिव होता है, सिंपल सी बात है वो 4 क्वाड्रेंट में पॉजिटिव होगा, तो 4 क्वाड्रेंट में ये पॉजिटिव होगा तो बाकी क्या होंगे, नेगेटिव होंगे। तो जब आप काज से, इसी काज से आपने नेक्स्ट जो है साइन की निकालनी है, ये काज बीटा की वैल्यू आपके पास मालूम है, फिर आपने क्या करना है, साइन की वैल्यू निकालनी है। तो अभी मैं इन वैल्यू को यहाँ लिख रहा हूँ, इसको रफ कर रहा हूँ, तो जिसने लिखना हो फिर वो लिख लीजिएगा। ये आपके पास आ गया, साइन अल्फ़ा की वैल्यू है -3/5, यहाँ मैं लिख रहा हूँ ये -3/5, और काज अल्फ़ा की आई थी आपके पास -4/5, ये काज अल्फ़ा की। अब इसको मैं रफ कर रहा हूँ और इसके बाद हमने क्या करना है, काज से साइन को निकालना है, क्योंकि ये बीटा में है तो हमने बीटा में ही निकालेंगे। पहले उसने अल्फ़ा में दिया हुआ था तो हमने अल्फ़ा में निकाले, अब बीटा में दिया हुआ है कि काज बीटा जो है ये फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में नहीं है तो किस में होगा जी, ये सिंपल सी बात है, फिर चौथे में ही होगा, क्योंकि चौथे में तो ये पॉजिटिव होता है ना। तो हम लिखते हैं ये कौन से में है, 4th क्वाड में है। ठीक हो गया। अब देखिएगा काज बीटा की वैल्यू आपको पास फाइंड है, तो सिंपल सी बात है साइन की कैसे निकालोगे, वही फार्मूला जो आपके पास था, साइन स्क्वायर बीटा। अब देखिए ये बीटा में एंगल था तो हमने बीटा में लिया था, वो अल्फ़ा में थे तो हमने अल्फ़ा में लिया था, पूरे फार्मूले के अंदर ही अल्फ़ा लगाया था। अब बीटा है तो अब पूरे फार्मूले में बीटा यूज़ होगा, साइन स्क्वायर बीटा प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर बीटा इज इक्वल टू 1। हमें क्या चीज़ मालूम है, कॉस स्क्वायर बीटा। हमने मालूम क्या करना है, साइन बीटा। तो ये आपके पास साइन स्क्वायर बीटा इज इक्वल टू क्या आ जाएगा, 1 माइनस कॉस स्क्वायर बीटा, और साइन बीटा क्या आ जाएगा, प्लस माइनस 1 माइनस कॉस स्क्वायर बीटा। अब देखिएगा